Boom! What is up, guys? This is Alex from First Figures.
Hey there, everyone. This is Chuckles.
It's been a while. Chuck's been how to do this.
2 weeks.
What is going on, guys? Welcome. It is Friday Q&A with Chocks A number 84. 84 times we've been doing this show. It's been 2 weeks since we've last done it. Thank you very much for joining us. Of course, I would like to say good morning, America, good afternoon, EU, good evening, Asia, and a very good evening to Australasia. How you guys doing? Let us know, did you miss us last week? Are you happy that we're back? Have you had a good time since we've been away? What have you been up to? You know, what's been keeping you busy? Let us know in the comments. What is going on, guys?
Alright, guys, I just shared this into the Collectors Club. Hopefully, everyone else in there will join.
Yo, Marjorie, how you doing?
Margarine?
Marjorie.
Margarine.
Purple hair.
Lots of people with purple hair lately.
Aye. What is up, Ross? Aubrey. In the house. Edgar, what's going on, mate? Faith. It's been too long. It's been too long. Work. Hey, Caleb. How do we celebrate 100, Chocks? It ain't that far away anymore.
100 what?
100th dream.
Ah, yeah, it's a good one.
What is up, Robert? Obviously, you're back at work now. Hope you've had a good one. Those 70 days or something, wasn't it?
Oh.
Hey, Eric, there is a Q&A thread. Jamie Bailey in the house. What's going on, mate? Hey, Tyler, you had an awesome time without us. No, Troy, never.
There's always a Q&A thread in the club, posted every
Junior
single Thursday.
Guzman, what's going on, mate? Nice one, Marjeline. I appreciate that. It was very nice to meet you at Gamescom. Hey, Andreas. Nice to meet you too, mate. We met him at the at Gamescom.
Who?
Andreas.
Andreas?
Paulitz. Yeah, baby.
Indeed.
Hey, Chris. How's it going? Metroid. What's a Metroid? What's a Metroid? Of course, Marjorie. I told you I remember all these things. I remember all these things. Hey, Marcel. How's it going? Recovered from Gamescom. Just about. Hey, Marek. How's it going?
Ooh.
Isn't... Oh, RTSD. It's already... I think it's already en route, isn't it? I know it's coming from the UK now.
What?
Scotty Thomas. He's after his purple boy. Nice one, Sav. There's an ending. The giveaway.
There's always an ending.
Soon. Hey, Michael. What's going on, guys? Jupiro in the house. Hey, Benjamin. Did you see us in Gamescom?
Who?
Jellinghouse. Alex Hughes, that's a good point.
We didn't have any.
Lilith, did we enjoy our trip? It was definitely an experience for sure. What's up, Frank? Bonjour.
Frank.
Bonjour.
Celine.
Hey, Celine, what's going on? Rufano in the house. How's it going, mate?
Oh, Stephanie, we're back.
Stephanie, we like to... This is the only reason why we're on God's green earth, is to make sure that you have an interesting Friday, yo. Hey, Marcus, nice to meet you at Gamescom. How you doing?
Hey, Marcus.
Ross, do we plan to be able to Gamescom 2019? The answer to that is we're gonna do a recap and have it all our... We're gonna be loquacious with our thoughts and let you guys know. Nice one, Brit.
Hey, William.
Nice one, Kyle. Chocks, that's 103.
Oh, that was quick.
Boom.
103. 3 winners.
Mr. Hughes.
3 winners for a chance to win 500 reward points each.
Nice one, Celine. Every Q. That means for the last 2 weeks, she hasn't had a new one for the last 2 weeks.
I knew what?
Any news on the Select Combo Pack? Hey, Chris, I've been out of the loop for a while now. You know, I need to get back in there and see what's going on. Come on, John, that's an easy name. Hey, Marcus, all our Gamescom thoughts are coming very, very soon. Mizrahi in the house. What's going on? Hey, Marcel, I hope you recovered from your day on the booth at the F4F Gamescom. Thanks very much for the support on that. What's up, Bang? How you doing, mate? Minoquets. How you doing? Frank says between today and the 4th of September, not too long to go.
That's good.
Did you have a favourite European food? Well, we had a lot of Italian. Bonjour, MAD. How you doing? Hey, Rizwan, do not worry. Mimic has not actually been up officially for pre-order. We actually just got Martin Coniali in the house, who was the first person ever to order a Mimic.
A lot of people are starting to dig the Mimic now, right?
Oh, finally, yeah.
Finally. Jeez,
finally.
Been saying it for months and months.
Jesus, but they don't even know about, you know...
The exclusive, right?
They don't even know about all that.
Yeah.
That's true, Marcel. You saw us just recently. Hey, Chris, I'm really happy to hear that. That packaging, yeah? It's nice.
Eh, for what?
How do you feel about people selling Gamescom passes on eBay for double and triple what you charged? Is that good or bad to you? Hey, it's it's whatever. We have no issues. I have no issues with what people want to do, how they want to do it. If they bought it, if they got it, well, they did what they need to do. We don't have an opinion on that.
Just be safe.
Kenshin Osbaldo is a TT. If you want that, make sure you vote on it. Friedley in the house. What's going on, mate? How you doing? Did you miss us last week? Hey, Stephanie. You liking that purple boy, yeah? What's up, Eric?
Eh? What's up with mine? He was the first.
First one to order the Mimic.
Ah.
Because it was only available at Gamescom, so...
Really?
And he was there on the first day, and he snagged his thing, and... Very nice. I believe so, yeah. You go and check
Really?
it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But he ain't getting number 3. It doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that, my friend.
You just reserved your pre-order.
Yo.
You still have to come back and validate.
Hey, Kieran, we take everything in dollars. We take in dollars, we pay in dollars. That way we don't take in sterling.
US dollars, that is.
That's right. Hey, Sam, Bayonetta is kicking my ass right now, but there is movement. It's coming along nicely. The guns will come up first.
No one can find the Q&A, Fred. Let me post it into the stream, guys.
Yeah.
Are you not my
hey,
friend?
Gabriel.
Are you not my friend?
Lilith is liking that Papa. Ami PVC. What is up, Uncle Scabs? It's been a while. How you doing? JC in the house. Ryan Byrne, what's going on, guys?
Ooh, so many questions this week.
Is it?
People need the information.
The info.
Info. Where did you guys go? Did you guys run away with our money?
What is up, Billy? Yeah, who are these fake guys at Gamescom?
Yeah.
Dogecoins, mate. That's what it's all about. Hey, Selena, I've not checked your GC. The last time I checked in the Addy chat yesterday, you were working on it. Have you already done it now?
What did she post it in the Addy chat? I don't think so.
No.
She posted
in the Addy chat. I haven't looked at the Addy chat today. Yesterday, she hadn't done it yet, so she must have done it since. Uncle Scavs are going to go into all of that very, very soon. Hey, Ryan, fingers crossed your 25th is okay. Okay in the house.
Yes. It's good coming back and then seeing guys receiving some PVCs and all that stuff.
Yeah, it was nice for Bang to let me out of the Bangshan dungeon.
Eh? What?
He normally locks me in the Bangshan dungeon in the cellar. Which he says to everybody that there isn't one, but there really is, and that's why I get locked in. Isn't that right, Bang? What is up, Larissa? How you doing? Hey, Selena, I've not had a chance to check that out. I look forward to seeing that.
Gabrielle.
All right. Hey, Gio, did you bring some good beers from Germany? Unfortunately, that is like the most famous thing about Germany. And we didn't get to take advantage of that. Hey, Hildebrand, Sonic 25th. There will be a portion of the 25ths ready by then. I need to go. I have some updates on that. I'll just explain what I understand about that. Hey, Ryan, we haven't announced anything on that just yet.
Yeah, the Trello board, the shipping calendar hasn't been updated. Like, last time it was updated was August 27th.
It's a couple of days ago.
Yeah. added November to the board.
Rastello, how's it going? Right, Brenton? You know, right? You know, definitely that's going to be part of, you know, all that sort of stuff is going to be part of the core range. We're going to sort that out.
Having his coffee in a non-F4F coffee cup.
Yeah, exactly. We need to. That's all part of the con fodder. We'll call it.
Hey, Thomas.
Hey, Thomas. How you doing, mate? All right. Chocks, it's been a long time, but what happens next? Yeah, do the notices. Isn't that right? We forgot what we do,
that's
yeah?
Right. No, that's fine. I'm just making
Yeah?
sure it's in the right order.
There is a lot of Gamescom stuff to do. There's a lot of Q&As to answer. So let's get cracking.
Right, guys. So, just quickly a brief recap with regards to pre-orders. That's ongoing. Really?
Who's doing those angry faces? Let's get them on and then let's kick them off.
Yeah, let's kick them off.
Kick them off. Find out who those angry people are. Right, Carlo. Right.
Carlo Gomez.
Boot him off, please. Boot. Boot, boot.
Boot, boot.
Right, there you go. Yeah, drop down here and then ban from page. That's it. Perfect. Bye. See you later, Carlo. That's the way it works. Is he banned? Yes, you want to confirm that we want to ban his ass. Yep, he's been banned. Nice one. Cool, that's really easy, Chocks. We do that every time now.
Okay. Right.
All right, let's do it.
Is that really closed?
No, of course it's not.
Yeah.
Miguel.
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 Apparently, Spike is still open, guys.
It is?
Yes, Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop. We don't have the numbers right on us, but it's definitely not over 1,000. So that will keep on going, guys. So hopefully, hopefully Spike had some decent attention.
Yeah, he was part of the Gamescom lineup.
Yes, he decided to stop smoking for some reason.
Yeah, well, did he even have it in the first place?
No, he had it in the first place.
Saw it,
yeah, I saw it in the first day, and I don't know, maybe it was like moving about on a
Yeah.
daily basis, and then all of a sudden, Spike decided.
Basically, Miguel.
Spike decided to stop smoking, so I don't know where the hell that went. But
He finally read one of those warning labels.
It's like, this is actually bad for me, right? It's like, welcome to the
exactly.
welcome to 2018.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, so that's right. So Spike is still ongoing, guys. Warp Star Kirby.
Hey Ryan, I have no idea who the hell this Cardo guy is, by the way. But if you know,
Yeah.
we're more than happy to talk to trolls one-on-one. But you know, for what was it? There's the one time the guy was like, you know, talking to us, and it was like, oh, you guys fucking suck, and you're charging too much money and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's fine. You can have a conversation with them, but they're just spamming the. There's no two-way talking about spamming the page. You know, spamming the angry post. And of course, he was angry that we weren't here last week.
All right. So Warp Star Kirby pre-order is still open until the 9th of September, unless again that doesn't go over 1,000 units.
Yeah.
For the exclusive version, and then we'll keep that open as well. We'll keep you guys updated on that situation.
Yeah, that's gonna stay open.
Yeah. So Psycho Mantis, that is still open until 18th of September. Hopefully that had picked up some decent attention at the Gamescom as well, which it certainly did. You know, a lot of fans saw that side by side with Solid Snake, and a lot of fans were happy with that. We had some. We'll go into the more Gamescom stuff a little bit later on. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Pretty much recap with regards to pre-orders. Yeah.
Oh, James Bailey. Hey guys, just wanted to say thank you as my Sonic 25th arrived today. Is amazing, great work from F4F. Boom. Very, very happy to hear that. Nice one, James Bailey. I know you're a huge Sonic fan.
Yeah.
Spike's doing all right. Last time I checked, he's tickling 600-700. So that's really, really good. Like, amazing. Really, really happy about that. You know, we want the bare minimum. Each one needs to be hitting is 600. Anything over that is a bonus. And you know, Spike's done just that. That's awesome.
Hey VC, Edgar, Richard.
Is stuff coming up for you?
Yeah, I had to refresh, and now that's my last message. What about you?
Oh, there. Where's my pin at?
Yeah.
Where's your pin? Where's your pin? Where's your pin?
Your pin?
There was a pin here, wasn't there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's your pin, mate. It's for you if you beat it. Who dat? I got it here right for you for who dat, mate.
Yeah, you don't have to pay $35 on eBay for that.
Just gotta do who dat. Hey, Adam. Not very high. Nice one, Adam. Yeah, okay, cool. Was that it?
Yeah.
Alright, week in review.
Week in review. Oh my god, what's all this? You do what you gotta do here.
OMG. Where do we start? How do we start dissecting the juggernaut that is Gamescom, Chocks?
Where do you want to start? The very first day? Do you go by day? What you've been posting, or do we go from like where we left Hong Kong?
Oh, we left Hong Kong and then on the Saturday. No, we start with just the fundamental question is: do you consider it to be successful, and would you go back?
Are you asking me?
I think that's how we should the way we can look into it, tackle it is that
What?
that's stitched on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't notice it for the first time. Is it itchy or is it alright?
No, it's fine. I
Okay.
don't. Yeah, I'm actually alright.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, first of all, what did you think of the venue? What do you think of the place? What do you think of all of that sort of side of things?
Well, that's a lot of questions.
It is.
So, the venue, right? The venue's big, massive. It's pretty much what I expected for these kind of events. And yeah, so...
What's your convention that you've been to that's similar? Because I've been to E3 before. But that's just 2 halls, though, my understanding was back in the day. Whereas this one was quite a lot of different halls. I didn't even get a chance to... We never actually got to see any of it. Did you see any of it?
No, I didn't get a chance to see any of it. Maybe just like 1 or 2, because...
You stop letting me do that, please. I keep
What'd you do?
drinking it.
Drinking with a cap on.
Watch, you'll see me do it here. Every time, I do it every time.
Yes, no, like I said, plenty of halls. I think we only seen like a couple. For me, anyway, I saw a couple because it's work related. Just moving back and forth whilst setting up and seeing other guys and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I haven't been to something that big. Back in the day, in the game industry, I went down to one of them down in London. I don't think it was that big.
Right.
Yeah, and then also went to TGS, which was fairly big.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it's quite big.
What, for Cody's?
No, under a different hat. Hey, Kanako.
Hey, Chocks.
Yeah, so yeah, went there like for the first 2 days because it was like trade day.
Yeah.
So I avoid the public, and yeah.
All right, let me say a couple of things. Yeah, Chocks. We live in Asia. Not only do we live in Asia, Chocks, we live in Hong Kong. And the fact is, Hong Kong...
Sorry, Ryan says Suzuki was there. Are you sure? I thought he said he wasn't going to be there. Yu Suzuki. Yeah.
I don't see him.
Nah. Anyways, yeah, go on.
And we live in Hong Kong, not just Asia, we live in Hong Kong. And Hong Kong has the highest, I believe in Kowloon, the highest density of population per square kilometer in the universe.
Especially in MK.
Exactly. Yeah. In the universe. That little square is the most densely packed place in the world. Now people say, oh, New York, it's so crowded. But is it? A lot of people say that, when the Europeans are like, oh, it's a heat wave. Oh, it's 26. Oh, it's like, is that really hot? Is that European hot, or is that really, Asian style hot? Obviously, we know what it's like for hot in Hong Kong. 40, we'll be like, you know what? It's getting a little bit toasty. When we got off the plane and we went to the booth for the first time, it was a Sunday, and Sunday evening we went back to the hotel. and it was about 10 o'clock. I literally felt I was going to starve to death because absolutely everything in Cologne where we were was shut and closed. And we're in a place where if you want to get something to eat, you can get something to eat. There's 24 hours almost anywhere, and you can at least, it's going to be pretty straightforward to get some grub in you. Cologne, by 10 o'clock, the area that we were in, it's like, you know, spoiler alert, Thanos had clicked his gauntlet once, and said that ain't enough, clicked it again, and then a third time, and that was pretty much what Cologne was like, walking around. I was like, the hills are alive! You can like literally like run around with your arms open and spin around and like not smack anybody in the face.
On a Sunday,
you try that.
On a Sunday.
Fuck a Sunday, any day. Any day. So when we went on Sunday, I was like, oh my god, where the hell is everyone? On Monday, it was setup day. Again, we knew what to do, make sure we get some grub, eat, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but surely you've been back to UK recently.
Don't get me wrong, I know European places, what they're like. It's just that when I hear, oh, Gamescom, it's the biggest show in the world for gaming. You know, when I hear that sort of stuff, and then I see what Cologne's like, I'm like, really?
Maybe the town centre was a little bit better on the last day.
Yeah, the town centre was a little bit better, but just generally anywhere over here, pretty much is going to be pretty, you know, it's Hong Kong. And so I can understand.
My village has more people than Cologne.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not about, and I can understand why retail is dead in Europe.
Sure.
But it's not dead in Hong Kong because there's just so many people. If you go to Europe, I mean, if it's Europe, it's in America, whatever it may be, retail is going to have a fight, is fighting a losing battle with just the number of people. And it just seems not very many people there. And maybe just because we have the Asian eye, at least being in Hong Kong for so long. So I was like, well, is Gamescom really going to be busy? Is it really? Bearing in mind, there's no one in the things, and we'd been there for 2 days, and it was just like, you know, where is everyone? And it was busy. Forget about Tuesday, that was press day. Wednesday to Saturday, it was busy. Was it unmanageable busy? No, I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say so. I would say it was manageable. You know, we'd done ACG, that's probably similar. We did the Anycom in Hong Kong. Did you feel it was any more or less? Now, of course, the difference is Gamescom is 30 times the size of Anycom. Probably. Or would you say it was probably 10 times the size?
Yeah, but it's spread across all those halls.
Exactly.
Yeah, where ACG is just one hall mainly.
Yeah, and that felt crowded in there, and I feel like ACG was quite comparable to Gamescom in that area.
I think Thursday was kind of similar to how one particular day at ACG.
But here's a question: how did it compare to
Thursday? Was busy.
You know what? Gamescom. I'm going to compare it to New York, and I felt that New York was busier because we were on such a small booth. Right. That's probably the reason why. You didn't have to have more than 5 people, 6 people, 10 people to be on your booth at New York to feel like this is really rammed. Whereas you could have 10 people on our Gamescom booth and be like, well, that's not busy at all. And that's the difference, I feel like, as well. We had a significantly bigger booth. And what do you think about the booth size, Chocks, compared to New York? Were you expecting it to be that size? Were you surprised about how big it was?
I wanted it bigger.
Really?
Yeah,
I was really happy with the size.
I wanted Gamescom to be bigger. Yeah. But I mean, obviously, it's bigger than NYCC, but for what it is, yeah, it would have been nice if it was bigger.
Okay, I mean, in terms of the size, I was really happy that it was that much bigger than New York. It was probably at least double the size of New York, would you say? Including the shelf, the storage space.
Storage space as well, yeah.
So easily it's double the size of New York, easily.
I mean, the wall panels were double that as well.
Yeah. So in fact, it's probably even bigger. Maybe 2.5 times probably the size of that booth, I would say. So the other thing is, it was really nice that every single person that went on that booth pretty much recognized at least something from the, you know, gamers, they recognized at least something from the table of resins. Whereas in New York, it's a much more general Comic-Con. And of course, there are gamers as a percentage of that, but it's not like Gamescom where you would expect it to be 100% is video game related, at least have a lot of knowledge on video games. So the quality of the average goer has more knowledge. I should say the knowledge, not the quality. The knowledge of the average goer was much higher. The booth, Marjorie says the booth felt a bit tucked away in the corner.
I can understand if I can understand if you're like coming from the main entrance, we're right at the far end. Yeah. But if you're coming in from other angles, it's actually all right because we're at the top floor. There's another floor below.
Right.
So.
And also the fact that it's at the end of a corner. It's at the end of the. It's at the corner of the entire hall, meaning that you could see it technically from a while. You could. I'm not. Originally I thought it was going to be a horrible location. I think in the end it was okay. I was all right with it. What do you think, Chocks?
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. I was expecting traffic to come in from the front. It was actually coming from this side a lot. A lot of the traffic was coming this side. So if this is the corner, right? This is the corner where I'm looking. This is our corner, yeah.
Then you're looking this way, right?
No, if I'm looking outwards, like this is where I stood, I would expect traffic to come from this way, from the front.
Yeah.
But it's actually coming. A lot of it was coming from this side. Okay. Yeah. So maybe the traffic was going straight down the middle. If you go from the front entrance, they would run straight down the middle, and then immediately turn left. Right. Yeah.
The law. So the question is, if we made the conclusion that Gamescom was great in terms of people because they're gamers, what else is there? What else is there? What other shows? And we were kind of thinking about this. We were thinking, what's the biggest in America? It's got to be PAX West or PAX East, right?
That's games related.
Games related. Then what is this one in Paris?
Paris Games Week?
Yeah, Paris Games Show. Is that tabletop or is it like video games? You're the one who mentioned it to me.
Yeah. Fair for video games held annually.
So it's video game, right?
Yeah, video games. I saw the numbers on that. It seems to be quite
a lot of people.
Quite a lot of people. It's approaching like pretty much Gamescom size.
As big as that?
Like you type in the numbers, right?
$350.
2017.
That's crazy. That seems like a lot, but it's so soon to Gamescom.
Yeah, a lot of them is around the same time. It's a trade fair for video games held annually. There you go.
So Giant says
$350 in 2017. So look at the.
That's huge. This one is in November. Okay, so I'm looking into American ones. They're quite pathetic. I'm going to be honest with you. They seem really pathetic. 70,000 is the biggest one for PAX. Am I missing something here, guys? Why is it so small? Why is PAX so small? What's the biggest one? San Diego Comic-Con is not what we're talking about. I'm a bit surprised that American ones don't have huge ones. So I'm not sure about that. Now, but in terms of dealing with these other cons, there are a couple of things to talk about. One of the things about Gamescom is that there was no other manufacturer that I really kind of know. At least not. It's because America's so massive, people have to travel so far. I totally agree with that. E3 is not big. It is only trade. Yes, they did a few people in there as well. I think that last 2 years they've let people in. The first year was like 15,000. I don't know what they did last year. That's true, Matthew. A lot of people from Gamescom is sort of within the EU area.
There's quite a lot of different like trade shows like here.
GDC, Games South Con, Magfest. What's Magfest?
Oh, I've heard of that. It's like music and games.
Okay. But, okay, so venues only have so many people. So, in terms of the competition, there was nobody. A lot of people there were just mainly resellers, shops, retail guys. No, so when we went, let's just compare it to NYCC. There were a plethora of guys that do the same stuff as we do: Sideshow, Pop Culture Shock. Who else was there?
Where?
At NYCC.
NYCC,
Pretty
yeah.
much all of them were the manufacturers themselves.
Sure.
Right? Pretty much most of them were the manufacturers themselves rather than the shops. We were the only manufacturers there, I felt. Is that correct? Would you agree with that? I mean, I had to sort of walk around, at least in terms of what we were doing.
Especially in our hall.
Big Boys Toys, were they at Gamescom? They were at ACG. I didn't see them at Big Boy. I didn't see them at Thingy Ball.
Don't think so. Don't think there were.
More spread out cons, many smaller ones, yeah. So yeah, we were definitely the only high-end manufacturers at GC, is what Celine says. So that is almost like. Okay, so how do I say this? There are a couple of aspects to talk about Gamescom. Again, what worked, what didn't work, and what would we do that would be different, right? The first one was, after the first day at Gamescom, Tuesday was more of a trade fair,
which was great. Met a lot of new people, met up with existing people, you know, the people you have to mingle with and all that stuff.
right? Wednesday was the first selling day. By Wednesday, we had sold, I believe, 17. Go on, Chocks, give the review. What is it
No,
first?
you want one first?
You got to say what it is first, and then you.
Sorry,
gotta...
I interrupt you.
No, this is more important. This is more important.
Right, guys, this snack time. I have some small yellow. It has specifically. Right, guys, these are not like monkey's testicles. Right, these are small yellow sweet potato. Right,
But it's got some batter on it or something.
I don't know. It smells alright.
Smells like sweet potato.
Yeah. So kind of like soft texture and all that.
It's not batter. It's just there's no batter around it.
No, it's an entire potato.
How is it?
That's all right.
Now I don't like the purple ones normally.
Oh, they had some purple ones, but I didn't get it.
I like the orange ones more.
Mm.
Is it alright?
Yeah, it's alright.
Especially because you don't cook it or anything like that. Nah, I'm alright, thanks. You know, I'm on the keto, right? Tomorrow, I mean.
That again.
So, Liz is always excited when you bring out your snacks.
Oh, right.
It's always something weird. And
I miss like Hong Kong snacks.
so, the point is, Gamescom, we sold, after the first 2 days, a grand total of 17 PVCs. Now, we had taken 150 of each, both of 3 figures: Link, Crash, and Artorias Collector's Edition. Now, the Collector's Edition was the same as the exclusive, but without the exclusive packaging and not numbered. Okay? 17. Now, you know the difficulties that we had getting it there, because this was the one that missed the boat and went up to Poland, came back. It was a huge palaver getting it there. To look into going into days 3, 4, and 5 with the prospect of having only sold 17 PVCs was, quite frankly, worrying. And I'll tell you the reason why, which we did not expect, especially because we just come from ACG.
ACG sold more than that.
Yeah. And the reason is clear. When you took a walk around that convention, there were a plethora of different shops selling those PVCs, implying that we have good distribution. That's great. It means that the distribution is working in Germany. If the resellers at Gamescom are selling these products, it means... What is up, Ronald? How you doing, mate? How's that Mariyoshi looking? If it means that other people are selling it, it means they've received it from the distributors and they're selling it at the Gamescom. And that's cool. It means the distribution is working. It's not cool when we're trying to sell our huge amount of stock that we brought. We felt it was quite a lot, 150 of each. We knew that drastic measures were needed.
Yeah.
So, we had not taken that into account, that there was going to be people with that. So what we had done is we... yeah! To every single one.
Yeah?
We said to each other, let's just test this out. First of all, we don't want to have this stock. So we simply slashed it at 50% off. 150% would mean that we had to pay people twice to take it away from us.
Crazy.
We slashed it 50% off the SRP. And we looked at it as a marketing tool. We said, you come and you get... These are people who don't know who we are, right? They get the product. They join the club. They have a permanent F4F sort of advertisement on their shelf. They go, oh, who are these guys? Look them up, look us up, etc., etc. And we said, you know what? We'll just chalk this up to marketing. We look at it at removing the cost of bringing them back, the pieces, bringing them back, and secondly, we look at it as marketing, about getting more people into the F4F family. And maybe, and that really saved Gamescom for us. We moved... Chocks, want to talk a bit about the speed of how we moved it and what that...
The speed.
Yeah.
Well, on the on the second day, the second public day, we thought, hey, like I said, we took the prices down.
No, it was the third public day. The second public day.
Second public day.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Thursday. So we took the Artoris SD with the LEDs, obviously only available on the booth. Everyone else was selling the regular version. So
yeah, but no one could really know that we were selling it.
No one would know that, but we tell the customers, hey, you know, like, you can only get this through us. And then the regular links and the regular crashes. So we ain't messing about. So we said 50% off. And then all of a sudden people were like, okay, fine. I'll get one of those, And the next minute it was like, hold on, this is going a little bit too fast. We needed something for Friday and Saturday. Because everyone was telling us that's going to be the busiest days of the week, until we found out it seemed like Thursday was the busiest in terms of traffic. But you know, we wanted to be fair. I've been saying that all along, that we want to be fair for everyone that was queuing up.
Look how Lisa found us.
So
exactly.
we limited, because I hate turning people away and say, sorry, we sold out today. Please come back early tomorrow morning and try your luck, like that. And honestly, you know, thinking about it now, you know, wish we had even more stock, so we could keep on going up until 7 or 8 p.m. at the night. But like that limitation that we set, it was gone within an hour.
It was the most surreal thing that it worked on the when we started doing it. We put it the prices like that in the morning of the Thursday. That on the Friday it'd come back and people were disappointed that they couldn't get it. We said, come back tomorrow, tomorrow. And then on the last day, Saturday, was quite frankly the most amazing thing for me to see. Now Chocks sort of has a lot more experience.
You should get on the booth much earlier, mate.
Chocks has a much more experience at cons than I do. A lot more experience at cons. He's, you know, obviously you've been a collector for many, many years. There, you've actually been waiting in queues or understand how booths work.
Yeah.
And it was interesting to see you be on this side and then come up with some ideas, which was we opened at 9, but we weren't actually accepting any money because in the back the guys were working on packing up all the boxes so that when we actually do open, it was quite okay. I want a crash, boom. I want a Artoris, boom. I want 2 links. Like, no, man, you only allowed 1, right?
Right.
No, that whole sort of idea of being fair to people and all that sort of thing was quite an interesting thing. It was the most surreal thing for me to see so many people. No, it was good that I didn't arrive at the time because I was like, I came at like 9:30 because I didn't know it was going to open until 10. I thought it was going to be 10, but it was at 9:30, and then there was this queue, and it was surreal that the first person bought it, and then I guess must have known who. I'm not sure why, or maybe knew and was in the club. Went directly from, so that it was like this, right? It was like this, literally, it was like that, right? So this was the part where Jeff was staying to take the money, and then I was sort of sitting here, and she came from here and brought it down to me over here and said, "Would you sign it?" I was like, "Wow, okay, sure." And I signed it, and the moment that one person had done that, literally every single who then bought one just kept coming around, and I kept signing them. And then it would be like, all right, open it up, and then they would open it up and then take it out, and then I would sign it. It was really surreal, really, really surreal for that to happen, and it was kind of like, yeah, surreal. But I also know that if we had, so I'm thinking, you know, these PVCs, Gamescom was absolutely. How do we compare this to NYCC and Gamescom? NYCC, we did not sell a single thing because we didn't set up to do that. Gamescom, we tried to do it.
We didn't have any PVCs ready.
PVCs are without a doubt the most important thing to this convention. This whole idea of going to conventions, PVC is absolutely key, 100% key. And it's almost, we might almost just do this our thing. The thing will be, if you know F4F is going to be at a con, it's going to be getting the regulars for dirt cheap. The exclusive will keep it at the same price. But we'll come back to the exclusives later. The regulars, this is where you get it. That's our thing. Our thing is cheap PVCs. It's marketing. That's what it's all about. That might be our thing, and it'll become a thing where you come back to F4F because
we always say we don't get nobody buys regulars on our website. If we're going to be at the con.
Well, this is PVCs. We don't actually offer PVCs on our website.
Right.
Regulars,
right.
Exactly.
But it's kind of a similar principle, right? So if we're going to go to cons, we're going to have something for the guys. You know, we're going to go all out.
Right.
You know, make a big impression. You know, if we go on a yearly basis, people will recognize us. They'll come back to us every year, hoping that, oh, I've waited this year. I'm going to wait the next con for you guys to come over and pick up a regular one.
Yeah.
For those guys that are new. That have trust issues with us or whatever it is, for whatever it may be, they want to start something but at a slightly lower price. And those guys, the hardcore guys that know about us, they can still go on the website and get the limited edition, exclusive numbers and all that stuff. So it's kind of like catering to both.
Exactly. It's for those who don't know about us. Kind of the answer to that is we would not do that because we're not trying to undercut our resellers. They would then not buy it from us, and we need the volume to be there. It's only physically, if we're going to a con, that local area is going to get the benefit of these cheap PVCs. We don't want to do it on our website and just undercut everybody because they would never buy it from us in the first place, and that's the point. And I want these to be in shops. People discover us by finding them in shops. If you're only discovering it because you come onto our website, that's... No, what I mean is, if you already know about us and you see it on our website, then you buy it. That's not the point of these PVCs. They need to be in the shops. I want them to be in the shops. So it's not about undercutting people. It's only at the shows, and it might be our thing. Now, we talk about Gamescom, and we talk about the number of people that were there. I think these types of places becomes the flagship type of places that we go to. Gamescom is the biggest in the world, for example, right? Boom, with there, a significant booth. It's got the resins, it's got the PVCs. Now, I see going to PAX as an example, but not in a huge extravaganza. I felt like the booth was, you felt it could be bigger, but I felt very proud of that booth in the sense it was, I was like, wow, this is big. I was bigger than expected. That's what she said. You know, all of that sort of stuff. I felt that was quite like it's like our flagship thing. And the fact that there was no other there was no other manufacturers there really meant that this was something that we could, if we go back to it, it could be our thing, that we have this big booth. It has all our resins and it has the PVCs. But the reality is the PVCs far outshone the resins. Because as we know, PVCs are far more accessible than the resins are, no doubt about it. So
I mean, it's like the web, it's like the Facebook. Every time a new member comes in, it's like, oh, this is my first one. It's quite daunting,
right?
So if you're gonna have that, if you're gonna have a lot of people on Facebook having that kind of experience, how would that feel for actual people that
Right.
are on you know, at the convention? They're going to feel the same way.
Right.
It's quite a daunting experience to all of a sudden jump into resin. So, you know, something very nice in between go would be PVCs.
Right. Right. What is up, Randy? How you doing, mate? Nice to meet you in person. Now, by the way, no one used the QR code. It's like,
hey, Randy, thanks for that.
Orange Red Bull. You needed it.
That was a lifesaver.
You needed that.
Because when we were packing up on the last day, everything was closed. I had to like rush to the toilet, just run that underneath a cold tap, just to make it as cold as possible, and then drink that stuff. I needed that, yeah.
Now, of course, don't get me wrong, the resins are absolutely the attention grabber. They will come and look. Marjoline says she likes seeing the resins. Don't get me wrong. The idea is it brings people onto the booth, but ultimately people will buy the PVCs. And all I'm simply saying is the idea of going to these conventions this idea of going to conventions in a, how shall I say it? In a flagship capacity, it's got to be at these big conventions. It's got to be at those with the greatest number of impact, and that's when we would invest in a bigger booth and invest in bringing all the resins, because the logistic nightmare of packing that and unpacking that and getting them all there and flying them out, and it's all done by volume, and it's incredibly difficult to do the resins. We would do that for a flagship convention, and the PVCs we know that we could sell those to recoup the costs. Now, as I said to you, I found the numbers going to the numbers going to the shows of game specific shows at in America to be quite underwhelming. If you compare it, 70,000 people go to PAX. I'm like, that's rubbish. But they are 70,000 gamers, which is probably better than 130,000 San Diego guys. But I probably wouldn't invest in making a flagship booth, at least on the first time. What I would do, though, is I could definitely see a smaller booth, don't get me wrong, but a booth where the sole purpose is maybe one resin, just to say, oh look, there's one big resin, and have it similar to how we did it with ACG, which is Anycon, where it was literally, we're there to sell the resin, to sell the PVCs. The proportion of people that will go to the con who know us is teeny tiny, right? Obviously, it was so amazing meeting people. Ronald, we met Marjorie, we met a plethora of people, Andreas, Mark, we met so many people. But as a percentage of the people that went there, they didn't know about us, right? As in the club, they didn't know. And maybe next year, of course, there'll be more people because they would have hopefully seen us at Gamescom, found out about us, joined the club, got into it, understood it, and then when they come back next year, go, yeah, I met you guys at the Gamescom last year. That's fine. But the vast majority of all the traffic that was at Gamescom, no doubt, did not know who the hell we were. Likewise, at NYCC, they did not know who the hell we were. So if you come to something like PAX and you make the assumption that no one knows who we are, to a certain extent, then if you apply that logic, you don't need to have a huge booth. You just need to. The reason why people are going to know they're going to come to us is because they want the cheap PVCs, and then they start coming into understanding there's a whole world of resins. So don't get me wrong, having a Bowser just standing there is enough for people to come over and be an attention grabber. A Bowser and something big, I don't know, whatever it may be, right? And then have that as the reason to come over. Maybe like a double booth, like a 6x3. Like a little bit of like resins, but the majority of it at the back is like for storage.
Oh, yeah, I'll have like a bit of resins. Majority of the booth will be PVCs, but maybe have like a tiny little section area, just in case for community guys to come over, so they can unbox it, sign it, whatever it is.
Sure.
Yeah, have a table
section. I see.
And then even like something like a little video tour, whatever it is, a brief hit. Constantly reminding people that we've been in the business for a long time.
Yeah, sure.
Like
don't get me wrong.
History tour. That'd be quite good as well.
Yeah. If you want to go to other cons, you can't hold back all the new PVCs for every con. Marcel, you know for sure that the PVCs are old. Link and Crash are old news. These are 2017 products that were in the marketplace, yet clearly there was a lot of people who didn't know that they were there, or I've seen them, or whatever it may be. And therefore, okay, don't get me wrong, actually, you know, America probably has better distribution, having got it into Best Buy, getting into GameStop for those, it's probably easier for people to see it there than if you compare it to the small satellite states, small satellite countries of around Germany and Germany itself. And so the likelihood is less. But yeah, you know, when we become a dealer where it's more about recouping the costs. Now, did we recoup the costs? The answer is, well, absolutely not. We sold it at like, you know, we sold the PVCs at literally rock bottom. So in terms of, if you look at the cost that it cost to make us versus that, in terms of gross sales, I think we, just by the PVCs themselves and people buying the pre-order packs, probably under half is what it cost us. The point being, though, is we are 100% convinced that if we had a storage truck at the back of Gamescom, a 40-foot truck, at the end of every day we could replenish what we had. And think about this for next year, Chocks. Imagine Gamescom next year like this. Breath of the Wild links, right? Infinite supply. Artorias, Crash, Spyro.
Whoa, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what item it is. Let's say how many PVCs can that 40-foot container can put in?
A lot.
How many? 1,000? 2,000?
4,000.
Right, 4,000. 4,000.
A 40-foot container can put
4,000 potential new F4Fers.
Exactly.
That's how I see it. You know, like, you go there, sure, make money and all that stuff, but you know, to recoup the cost of going to these conventions. But you know, it's going out there, meeting current members and potentially new members. Yes.
So in terms of, I'll come back to that, Alex. I've got a whole section on that as well. Don't you worry. The whole idea of financially not taking a loss. We took a loss at New York Comic Con. That was literally just pissing it up the wall, but we had no idea. We learned from that mistake. Well, I wouldn't say it was a mistake. We learned from that experience, and we thought, what can we do to do this? And we couldn't do what we did back then for NYCC because we didn't have any PVCs.
Yeah, we weren't.
Well,
really,
we did have Crash.
We weren't really ready in that aspect. So if we were going to,
and the size of the booth,
if we were following this formula,
right. But the knowledge that we've learned from Gamescom has meant that I'm really confident that if we go back to Gamescom, it will not, that we could at least break even if we do things correctly. As it is right now, we got about halfway back. Now, if you look at NYCC, we lost it all. Well, lost is not the word, but you know what I mean, right? And all of a sudden, the viability of continuously doing these every year, day in, day out, year in, year out, I should say, becomes just that much more likely. It becomes, we have more excitement about doing it, more confidence to do it as we become more experienced with doing it. The idea of going to the smaller conventions, because, you know, don't get me wrong, Gamescom may just well be our con. It might be the con that we go to when it's our flagship con. Maybe that's what it is. That's the biggest games one in the world, and that's what we do. Now, don't get me wrong, if we start getting bigger and bigger anime, you know, maybe Anime Expo or Japan Expo is the thing that we're looking at for an anime focus, right? But at least for games, maybe Gamescom is the one that we go to year in, year out, and it's flagship. But it doesn't mean that we don't go to the smaller ones, of which there are tons of. But we don't do it in a way that involves all of that difficulty, like bringing over... How many resins did we bring over? 20.
Yeah, give or take thereabouts, yeah.
20 of those things, and those are some beasts in that. And each one is especially if a lot of them are... I know they're not sort of new resins, but they're prototype resins, so they don't have the nice packaging. It's not like, you know, a polyfoam is like, done, in, out, boom. Another one is like, it's broken and hand cut, and then how the hell do you put it back in? All that sort of stuff. Hey, John, I don't want to showcase. I want to sell. Showcase is not good enough people can't look at a resin and then just buy it straight away. They need time to think about it. They need time to consider it. They need to come into the club, see how things go, ask other people. They need to be interested. They need to get to that stage. And maybe when they first see it, they're not financially viable for them. Maybe they don't have the space and they'll forget about it. The moment you put a PVC there, it will be a reminder. They'll come to the club, they'll see what other PVCs are coming, and they'll think, hey, oh, so about these resins, I'm a bit more interested now because I can afford it more. I've got a bigger space now. I can move now. I can afford, I want it. I can afford the space now. Then all of a sudden it becomes that concept. So I would never want to go just to showcase. That's for me what we did at NYCC, and it's a big no-go. Big no-go. Hey Thomas, nice one. You were there, and that's great that you saw Bowser, and that's fantastic. But how do I say it? The people that have gone to Gamescom that can afford the resins, as we know in any of these, just in the general, resins are incredibly niche. They are incredibly expensive for the average person who doesn't know about this sort of thing. How do I explain that in a way that's... It boggles a lot of people's minds about the cost and understanding of it just by looking at it, and without understanding the reason why, right, Chocks? And the PVCs is the way for people to come in.
Yeah, I can see it. For example, like Larissa says, I was in the club for about a year before I pre-ordered my first resin, which is Spiral. I needed to know the whole process so I don't feel overwhelmed.
Boom.
See, I can get
Boom.
that.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, but I get that exactly where like the guys that were on the booth, they don't have that luxury of like being in the club,
exactly,
going through those questions, and then wait 1 year later to pre-order. But if those PVCs were at half price, and they know that, hey, I bought this really cheap, it's a bargain of the year or whatever it is, they can pick it up and actually experience it one step at a time.
Exactly.
They're not ready for resins. No, I look at those guys that walked on the booth. It's like, oh wow, this is amazing. This Aqua life size mask or mini Aqua mask is awesome. And then when the head went down and looked at the price, they were like, oh.
We had to like seriously.
Until they went all the way around and checked out the PVC, and they were like, oh, that's quite manageable.
Yeah.
Can you tell me more about those pre-order packs?
Do you know how much poo we had to like? Oh, someone shat themselves when they see the price again. Already.
Well, no, I mean, I can understand like being, because they don't know about it.
They don't know what the resins are.
That makes sense, but they don't know why it costs that much.
Sure.
And then for Larissa to understand the whole process, it's all handmade and all.
How do you explain that to someone in German that's walking around super quickly? The answer is you can't.
And on average, maximum, I would say on average is about 5 to 8 minutes per person on the booth, the way I look at it.
Yeah.
So you got to try and grab their attention within that short space of time. And PVCs, because everyone knows PVCs are like, everyone else is selling PVs in that hall. Yeah. They understand PVCs, they understand the price, they understand the character, and for them it's much more easy to accept that.
Correct. They have experience.
They don't see resins every day like you guys do in the club.
Right.
PVCs, they know that. You know, when buying collector's edition, they know the difference.
Randy, I joined the club and bought 3 resins later. Boom! You know, and that's really fantastic. And Alex is like, you know, why does this cost so much? Are you mad? And some people are like, get into the idea of understanding the PVCs and then go into the... And that's why I see this triangle, right? I see this triangle. You've got resins right at the top. It's the creme de la creme. It's most expensive things that we do. Right at the top, limited, etc. Then below that, you come down... This whole band in the middle is all about, and it's a significant band, is the PVCs. And this is the band we're concentrating on in terms of what we're developing. Now, don't get me wrong. Resin is what we're known for. And it's really great that we've started here and come down to here. And I really feel this, Sharks, that it's much easier to come from here down to here than it is to go from here up to here. Does that make sense, Chocks? Mm-hmm. The quality that's expected of a high-end resin, we know the pressure of doing that because we do that day in, day out. Then to translate that into this area of PVCs, we have that eye that we have to be happy that it looks pretty much like a resin would look like within reason. As in, of course, you're not physically going to be able to not have a cut there, but at least the details that we would expect from a resin, I want to see that in the PVC as close as we can. And the accuracy of that is what we're trying to bring into the PVCs. And that is the point of having this band of products. You have the resins at the top with a band of PVCs here. And then, once you concentrated on this PVC stuff, you then come to the bottom part. The bottom part is going to be the plush. It's going to be that sort of thing where people can't get into the sort of $75 to $100 PVCs, because don't get me wrong, how do I say this? I feel like PVCs, there is a difference between Japanese PVCs and a difference between Western PVCs, should I say.
Yeah.
Without sort of going into too much detail, if you know, you'll know what I mean by saying Japanese quality and Western quality. Now, I like to feel like we are more middle Japanese, I would like to say, right? And our prices reflect that. They're not Japanese prices, yet they're not Western prices, if that makes sense. Like, it's not like the Hasbros or that sort of stuff, right? Obviously, that's a different side. And 75 to 100 for a PVC is actually still can be quite a lot for a lot of people. Of course, it's much more accessible than the 400, 500 PVC resins. Then if you start having underneath below a $35 to $45 plush at the bottom, all of a sudden you got a coverage. And then underneath that you start having more mugs and t-shirts and all that sort of stuff. Sub 20. All of a sudden you have this sort of this holy trifecta of items in there. So Daniel, Japanese is good in this example. Okay, Dave, to be honest with you, maybe I'm not sure which ones you're talking about, but at least the attention to detail in what we're saying here, that the Japanese one is more superior than the Western one. And with Gamescom allowing us to sell those PVCs and getting those into people's hands, if that becomes our thing, not just Gamescom, but any con that we go to, it's going to be about cheap PVCs, half-price PVCs. That's our headline. I think 50% was actually a little bit ridiculous. A bit too much.
Really?
Or do you think that's what we have to do?
Good. I think it was good. Go in there, get in there. No funny business. People can see it. People can see it, right? A 40% and a 50% ain't going to make a difference. The difference is attracting new members. If they're really hooked on it, they can understand the pricing of it. They'll think back when they see the next figure. They'll think back and they'll go, "Oh shit! I
wonder if there's a new one.
I made a great deal, and all that stuff." It's like, hey, make sure eyeballs on those PVCs. And I think we went in there and we did something right away, rather than leaving it too late. Right.
Petulia, exactly. That's what I'm sort of getting at. I didn't want to sort of say names, but you know what I'm saying. Then, could you give the Collectors Club the ability to somehow offset the cost of the trips? Some of them. Could you give the Collector Club the ability to do some offs through a pre-sale of the booth they could pick up there? Very few people from the club will turn up to the booth in order to pre-sell stuff there, if that makes sense. Independent individuals are already 30% cheaper than us, right? And therefore, so how do I say this? It's the absolute key. PVCs are the absolute key. Perfect con fodder. Absolutely perfect con fodder. And it's I've always said that PVCs are really key for the future for first figures. In order to diversify beyond just resins. I see resins under that if you just solely rely on resins, I think that there is some warning signs there. If there is the ability to diversify across lots of different ranges, i.e. PVC, plush and resin, I think that's far more healthy. And the whole idea of then getting the marketing out there, I think it's without a doubt something that makes a lot of sense. So Gamescom 2019, Chocks, are we going?
You might have a word with John first.
Let's do it.
Yeah?
All right, guys, Gamescom 2019. We'll be back. We will be back. Right?
Yeah, so book your hotels and
Book
tickets.
your
right
hotels now. Yeah, book your. We will be back.
I mean, we'll work towards it. I mean, we've already have ideas. We've got some great feedback from the guys that helped us on the booth.
Yep.
Much appreciate those guys.
Yeah.
I mean, we're looking to it. We still got some more internal talks about it, of how we want to do it, how we're going to try and make a better impression than we did this year. We've got some good ideas, and we want to, give back to those guys that came the first year. We want to celebrate. Thanks for coming 2018. Thanks for coming for 2019. And kind of make it, if touching wood, hopefully everything goes well, we can make it like a traditional thing, and it's like our own thing that we can say, because we are making gaming statues, and Gamescom seems like the perfect marriage for that. And I can see, if we had a bigger booth next year, I can see so much stuff we can do. We want to talk about, we can try and explain more about the company as well, because nobody knows us, so we're not like a one-hit wonder. We want to stay there. We want to do more about the company.
So you think it's kind of important to make this kind of like, I mean, I don't know about this. This is more about you. The whole idea of being a resident at a place, like, that if you go to Gamescom, you're going to see something to expect, basically. Mm-hmm. And you think that's at least...
I hope so, yeah, because like these guys it was amazing having these guys bringing their own statues here and get it signed.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
Taking photos.
That is amazing, but also that would be anywhere that we went to.
Anywhere, but I'm just saying there will always be new gamers every single year.
Yes, right? Yes.
And having these new guys coming in, eventually grow into the club, it's also nice to, we need to get out there. We need to get out there.
We do. But as I said, it doesn't preclude us from going to the smaller cons, but just in a different configuration.
Right. It'll be a different kind of setup. Like let's say like pop-up stores, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pop-up store is a great way to sort of say it.
Yeah.
Where it's not, because the majority of the people that go there won't know who we are.
Mm-hmm.
They'll just see a great deal, and then we'll just go like that.
Mm.
Then, of course, there will be nice to meet people, of course, from the club, and there will be that sort of area to do that as well. I'm not saying it's tiny. Certainly, I'm just talking more about not necessarily the size of the booth. It's more about the cost involved in bringing over resins and having them all set up and the difficulty in doing that. Obviously, we know that if we did Gamescom and only did the PVCs, we would have been out there at like 10 o'clock. Hey, no, not even 10 o'clock. Like 1 hour after the show finished, we'd be like, all right, we've sorted out everything. Laters. That's what we would have done. But we had to pack it all up.
Yeah, definitely. Like those guys, those logistic guys were like really efficient. That caught us by surprise.
Marcel, meine Deutsch ist sehr gut.
I leave the German to you, Marcel.
So,
no, thanks for allowing us to sign your base.
Yeah, thank you very much. That was awesome.
Thank you. Yeah,
that was awesome. That was very awesome. It's for your girlfriend, though, wasn't it? Has she received it yet? Did you give it to her? Or was it for her birthday? So, the how do I say it? Let's talk about the resin packs.
Pre-order packs.
The pre-order packs. So the pre-order packs worked to a certain extent. I think we probably did about 200 of them. But I want to be clear about a couple of things. Those pre-order packs are for anything on the booth, and specifically including those PVCs. Now, as you can expect, the PVC Spyro, the PVC only the PVCs basically that was on offer were the ones that most people bought. It was maybe it was more than 200, I think, but majority of the people overall will be focusing more on those items more than the other items, if that makes sense. So I want to talk about resins and the future of resins with the concept of going to conventions. How do I just try to get my thoughts? It's sort of a little bit like it's still formulating. So what I say here may not be 100%. I'm still got to go through the numbers. It's just sort of my gut instinct. We can't compare. We can't fool ourselves in thinking those that we got that placed the pre-order pack for the Spyro PVC, for example, and just taking Spyro PVC as an example, you can't look at that as part of the sales. I look at that as people would have bought that anyways. If that makes sense. They would have bought it anyways. Maybe you could argue that they wouldn't have known about us before. You could possibly argue that, but I'm saying they could have bought it anyways. Therefore, I can't look at that as something that contributes to the bottom line about whether or not we go back to Gamescom. It's all about what specifically contributes. And I can't look at, for example, the Mimic. Now, you could argue that Martin Coniali, he wouldn't have bought the Mimic unless he saw it. You could argue that, right? That's an example, right? You could argue that. But I'm looking specifically at things like things that will close for pre-order versus you allowing us to take it to the wait list. And that whole palaver about auto-converting all wait lists and auto doing all that sort of stuff. I have far more data now to have a far more serious conversation about this. Now, I want to asterisk something right now. When we sell these Gamescom packs, people have up until the 31st of December with which to place their order. Meaning that there may well be others that have a bunch of pre-order packs that they have not used yet. Maybe that's the case. But based on the numbers of orders that we got of the resins from the show, it would have been a mistake for us to auto-convert everybody because I didn't feel that they were significantly up compared to what, like, I didn't feel like there was a ton of pre-orders that would move the needle enough for there to be... Okay, so let's look at a couple of things and the future of these cons. I want to talk a little bit about Spyro Exclusive. Now, Spyro Exclusive is an example where we had maybe between 20 to 30 pieces were ordered. Something like that. And here's the thing.
Resin or PVC?
Resin, I'm just talking about, yeah, just for the resin. Right. I'm talking only about resin. We had between 20 to 30 of those resin Spyros. Don't get me wrong, that's nice. However, we're at that stage now where, and there's a couple of things. First of all, for me, we had no idea what was going to happen going to these cons and what that would mean. Would we sell 10? Would we sell 100? Would we sell 500? I had zero idea. Marcel, he's going to buy it on 31st. Like, no idea what it's going to do. No idea what that's going to do. So for it to be 20 to 30 PVCs, resins, it didn't feel like... Okay, first of all, a couple of things. I found out that actually we had already made the packaging. I found out about a week or so before we went to Gamescom, there was confusion that we had already made the packaging of Spyro. Now, if there was significant volume from Gamescom, that we would then have just said, you know what, we'll remake all 1,300 of these boxes to accommodate another 500 pieces, it would have made sense to do it. Because we found out that we'd already made it, those 20 to 30 pieces, we will just simply, it's going to be within the buffer that we have anyways. Now, unfortunately, for those on the wait list, that is actually going to take away from you guys, because originally the whole idea was that we're going to expand the numbers to accommodate those people. That's not what is happening specifically for Spyro. Now, if you look at something else, like say Bowser. Now, Bowser, we got about 15 to 20 to 30 of those. I can't remember what it was still coming in, right? Now, my understanding is we did about 1,000 pieces for those. We did 1,000 pieces for Bowser. Opening, it's at that stage now where we haven't made the packaging. But also we haven't finished the casting either. You know, it's at the casting stage. I would say that I would like to bump that up to, for example, 1,100. Why? Well, that would be beneficial for the waitlisters because there's more of a pool there. But also, the future cons. Now, you guys know that we're going to MCM London there's some representation of us with Animigami for MCM London, which is at the end of October. Now, one of the examples is putting Bowser on that stand, and taking pre-orders there, as an example. Now, I don't want to go back through the whole palaver of pre-order packs and then, oh, it's this many pieces, then, oh, now it's extended from 1,000. Because if it was 1,000, and based on Gamescom, I would go 1,050, right? Just based on that. But with having to, like, do the packaging and, like, place orders or whatever, I might just go 1,100 just to take into account that there will be a little bit of a buffer there. And for that, it works. But moving forwards, okay, let's pause that for 1 second. Moving forwards, this shouldn't be a problem. Why, Chocks? Because if you look at Gamescom 2019, let's assume we go to Gamescom with every single product that we do for pre-order from now until then, which, as you know, just by typical laws of repetition, it's probably going to be at least 15 pieces. Let's just say that there's 15 more resins, right?
Right.
We have a new pre-order system. The pressure of doing it in 4 weeks is no longer there. If we don't hit 1,000 pieces, it stays open. And then it's not even a conversation anymore. We take it to Gamescom in 2019. There is no asking people for any permission or whatever. It's just open because we haven't hit 1,000 pieces, right? Mm-hmm. Of course, if it's hit 1,000 pieces, we just don't take it. We just don't take it to the show. And that way, this whole idea of going to cons and having a 4-week pre-order period, it doesn't work. And we've changed that, and that's great. You've allowed us to do that, and that's awesome. So moving forwards, this won't be a problem. But for those between now and then, as we're going through the backlog of stuff, for example, when you... Oh yeah, don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of people that will get converted for Spyro. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people do not convert a lot of people don't cover cons. Sorry. A lot of people, I'm reading the laws post. A lot of people don't pay at the last moment, as in when they get asked to pay the final balance. Especially when people are not on the pre-order plan, they usually cancel then. So there is a lot of conversion opportunity. There you go. Bruno, what's up, mate? Animigami, right there. So we'll be working with Animigami for representation at MCM London. Now, whether or not we go or not is still up in the air, but at least the fact is, if we don't go, but because all the stuff that's at at Gamescom, we're sending it back over to, I mean, our warehouse is in the UK anyways, and it's very easy from there to then to go, all right, lads, Animigami, here are the stuff from Gamescom, here's the resins, boom, there you go, put it on your stand, and, sell us those pre-order packs. The fact is, if we've got Bowser on that stand, for example, there's no point in, it makes sense to have a buffer for them, so 1,100 I think would make sense. So I would say because of course there comes a stipulation. The moment that we increase the numbers on any of the items that we make, if we increase the numbers, it means that we will have to give anybody who subsequently, not before, but subsequently cancels. I'm not talking about retroactively, I'm talking about subsequently, as a result of the increase, cancel, we have to give them their money back full, and that's fair enough. So I won't just increase them willy-nilly. So the whole idea of Bowser as an example of me going 1,100 despite only having 30 sales is because to give it that leeway for cons. I'm not even sure if we even make that many pieces. Many times we say the number's going to be the number, but actually we don't actually make those actual number of pieces. So that's where my thoughts are. I need to go through each one. The overall, it worked okay. It could have been a lot better. We weren't communicating it very, very well. It was very difficult to explain that these are only available at Gamescom. You couldn't pre-order them on the website. But as I said, it's a future con. At future cons, it's not a problem, is it, Chocks? Because they are available. You go online, you see it, no problem, order it online because we haven't hit 1,000 units. If we said 1,000 units, it's on wait list, you can't buy it, but then we don't take it to the con. That's the point. You see it because you can order it. And you don't dick about with, oh, it's a pack that allows you to buy it. None of that bullshit. You just go online, you buy it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Don't get me wrong, we still might offer you a deal where you come and buy it. You come and buy a pre-order pack from us, but it's not a pre-order pack that allows you to go to a secret part of the website. You don't need to worry about that bullshit. It's literally, here's a free discount for going into the resins, right? 50 euros, you get 75. You got 14 euros free. Maybe we might even go something like, here's pay 60, get 100, something like that, whatever it may be, just to give an even bigger incentive just to buy. But none of that whole idea of It was trying to communicate that you could only buy these at the show. At the show to allow you to circumvent the wait list. Trying to communicate that was a fucking nightmare. Absolutely impossible to do in German, let alone in English, right? Then, therefore, it's not a future problem if they are already open. Anyways. Yes, John, we will definitely finish the size on edition, on Spyro. Oh, Lilith, I can't begin to tell you how much easier PVC is with regards to breakages. Like it's not even a question. Yeah, we've had a few breakages on the old Link. Far and few between. I don't see any on Crash, any on Artorias. At least in the packaging now. Of course, it's a weak point for the small bow of Link. But yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, PVCs are far easier to maintain the quality across the production run, because that is just the nature of PVCs. But the point is, you got to do it with what's the word? You got to do it with quantity. Yeah, that's right, Steve. People will not realize that they couldn't get it until later, and it's too late by then. So, did the pre-order packs work? The answer is yes and no. Would we need to do it again in the future? The answer is we will not need to do that again in the future. But offering deals at the shows that are exclusive to the shows is, I think, we could do a plethora of different things. Get a 50, get 75. Pay 100, get 150. Something like that. Yeah. All these types of cards that we could offer at the show, like a whole bloody different range of that sort of stuff. We could do all that sort of stuff. I think that could be quite a way to do it. Other things like trinkets, such as these were great just to be able to hand those out. Again, part of the packs, all that sort of stuff. But the whole idea of selling some of these, selling mugs, selling T-shirts, selling this, selling that would be great as well. And it's all part of the whole idea that we're going to do these conventions regularly. Chocks, I'd like to hear more about your thoughts. I mean, I've sort of talked a lot. I'd like to know your side of things.
Oh no, I mean, like, I think everyone kind of understands what we need to do for our next con. Having more items there, easily accessible, something very simple system where, okay, I can get this and I get that, like discounts, giveaways or whatnot. And yeah, just I was thinking and we had this discussion before. I was like having a pre-con, building hype up to it. Like, if those guys are gonna come, maybe we can sell some stuff on the website before they come, like some Gamescom specific shirts, so these guys can actually wear it, come on the booth. Yeah, that's all these sort of things. Like, if you buy this T-shirt and you come onto the booth and you get something special. Yeah, maybe like these shirts are numbered, right? So like it'd be like, hey, come on the booth, shows your number, and then maybe get them a deal on a I don't know, just something off tomorrow. Get a special pin or something. Like that's a good idea. A gold coloured pin instead of a silver pin. I don't know.
I like that, Chocks.
Yeah, something for those guys that actually spent money to buy on
let's go run me out some of these in gold. They could do that.
That's just running off the top of my head.
Yeah, right? It's nice to sort of do that sort of stuff.
It'd be nice to actually, these guys come over and, hey, you got one of those shirts. I know what number you are, whatever it is.
Hey BJ, we wouldn't be ever offering the ability to buy points. We never do that because it's to do with the system. What did you guys feel experiencing the con via the club and via people going there? And shout out to all those who came and took photos, came onto the booth and posted their experiences. It was really great to see that, Chocks. I mean, you weren't in the club. Just like in New York Comic Con, there wasn't much time to do it as well, but there was a lot of people there. I don't know if you caught up with it. It's probably hard for you to do that. There's so many people that we met that posted the pictures with us in there as well. Their experiences, which was really awesome. And to be able to see that is really, really awesome. We're going to go into talk a little bit about what's coming up, those Spyros, those Amis, those PVCs, but hopefully you like seeing the booth and you were as surprised as me about how big it was. At least in terms of, if you compare it to ACG, it was like quite cute. It is what it is. It's just a little toe in the water. Gamescom, we just went in, all in. MCM will be a variation of ACG, right? It'll be a variation of that. The whole idea of more about what is the goal of these cons? What is it about? What are we trying to do here? And that's really what it's all about. Nice one, Pachulia. You like that, yeah? Hey, Ariel. You know, coming back to NYCC is possible. We're going to be seeing what happens at MCM London. Now, MCM London is basically a smaller version of NYCC. So, it's like, it's a con. That's Comic-Con. The quality of the game, the quantity of gamers specifically that will know a product is going to be far less than it is at Gamescom, right? So if we went with 1,000 links to Gamescom as an example, we would have sold all 1,000 of them. If we went 1,000 to MCM, would we sell out all 1,000? The answer is we have no idea, because it's not a gaming convention per se. So that's going to be interesting. If we can do well at MCM, then we can do well at, I have no doubt that we could do well at NYCC. If we go with the right setup and the real purpose of what we're doing. If the purpose is to spread the word out, meet people, and get the word out with the PVCs and a few sort of showstopper resins that you can pre-order, then awesome. Yeah, that's a good point. We didn't do any interviews or anything like that posted on the main page. You saw the one we did with Andre. Petulia said he saw the one we did with Andre.
Yeah.
3 PM. How's it going, mate? Will you be making PVCs for all the resin statues or just select ones? Do you mean resins for all the PVCs? Hey, Niles. Gamescom was a success in the way that we've learned from it. It wasn't a success financially, but it was a success with us knowing that we believe we can make it financially viable, and therefore we know what to do next time. And if we know what to do next time, it means that we can do what we wanted to do, which is to do a kind of like a con sort of tour.
Yeah, I mean, like it's a big step from NYCC. Now
Huge step up from NYCC.
It's a big step. Now it's kind of like fine tuning.
It is absolutely fine tuning in a way that it can allow for it to do well. That it means it's something that we want to keep doing. If that makes sense. You know. Yeah. No, very, 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 very. A lot to digest. Positive. A lot of things to do. Yeah,
positive.
100%.
There was no moaning or crying on the way back.
It was a long time flying all the way back from NYCC with me crying.
The only thing we were crying was like, I was going to miss that plane back to Hong Kong. Because once we went to Munich, it was like, bloody hell, why do I have to run?
That's crazy. Yeah. There's a lot of sniffles you could hear when I was on the way back from New York, right? In the background, right? Yeah, so, you know, definitely not that for for Gamescom. It wasn't, as I said, we probably made about half of the money back. But we are sure that if we had done things differently, we have the confidence that we can at least break even next time, and that's, I guess, all we can really sort of do.
I don't know. I think, you know, if everything goes exactly how we think it's going to go in 2019, that booth is going to be on another level.
Explain.
With more items that we have.
Well, I understand what we've got coming up.
Yeah.
But what do you mean, like another level in terms of size, in terms of bigger, in terms of money?
A big step in content on the booth.
Oh, content for sure. I mean, it's another year of us doing stuff. That's not a problem. At least doing stuff from a PVC standpoint.
Yeah.
PVC, because obviously we do stuff every year for resins, anyways. That's not the issue here. It's more about the It's not really about that. I'm excited, man.
Already? Control.
You know, if you know that comes off.
What? That comes off what?
You know, that one, and then that one.
You mean that one?
Mm-hmm.
And
but more importantly, oh, there it is. And if I can also chuck in, what? I can always chuck that in as
What?
well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This might be quite a left.
No, you can't.
Yeah. I know.
At least for now.
Fucking hell.
Killjoys, right?
Yeah. Forgot about that.
I know. So,
Hey Jacqueline.
hey Jacqueline.
Oh, you missed.
What did you miss?
You just missed Gamescom 2019.
Yeah. And also, the other thing about Gamescom is a lot of people didn't know that we were going to it until it was already sold out.
Yeah.
Like when they went up for orders and stuff like that, we didn't know. If we say now that we're definitely going to it, when it goes open, just check with us again, by the way, then. That we asked.
Yeah, and it's nice. I mean, like, we know the ins and outs of the venue. So I think we're going to be much smarter in the way of organising it.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully good things come out of that.
Did the amount of interest in F4F increase after Gamescom, as in new people in the Facebook group or visitors on the website? I can't actually tell you that. I need to go back and analyse that. That's a good question. I definitely saw and accepted people into the club that was saying that they found us at Gamescom. That's for sure. But was it thousands of thousands? I don't think so. At least, no.
I think, hopefully over time, maybe, over time they'll eventually come in. Because like with NYCC, we saw like guys that went there in October and they didn't come in until like March, April. So it's kind of a slow nurturing kind of thing.
One of the things I gotta say, Chocks, is I've never seen it before. I felt really bad, right? But you have none of it.
Huh? What?
You have none of it. When it was the last day.
Oh, you have to bring that up.
I just felt really bad for this guy, right? If you're in the club, if you're on the stream.
Well, the thing is, I didn't. Talk,
it's to me like.
I didn't talk to him that long.
No, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But I was talking, right? And it was to see that the last link, which was broken, it had been repaired, right? Which was broken. We wouldn't sell it. And it was the stages of denial. It was like
Stages of
it was like, come on, you got to sell it to me, no? And then it was like pleading, and then it was angry, and then it was back to pleading, and then it was like acceptance. It was the stages of denial, whatever. I was like, but you can buy it over there for like $80. He's like, oh, but €80 is over there, like another stand. He goes, no, but this one's only 30. I was like, Chocks, and you're like, no.
Did you give him a pin?
I did.
Oh, that's good then.
And a badge, and a band.
And yeah.
I gave it to him twice.
Sorry?
I gave it to him twice.
Gave it to him twice.
So, let's talk a little bit about what we showed. Can't believe we haven't even done the Q&A yet.
Right.
Whew.
That would have took you ages to write that up as a recap.
Exactly, fuck that. Do it on the show. Can we talk a little bit about this boy?
Yeah.
We debuted him at...
Alright, be mindful of reflections.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We debuted him, Spyro, at Gamescom. Was really happy with the reaction in the club. Thank you for the support on that, guys. This is going to be the next PVC that's going to go out that represent us, and we hope that you guys like. We've been working on him for a long time in the background. We've been doing this since last year. You will notice that the Spyro packaging PVC will be the latest Spyro logo. That is for all branded stuff going forwards. And so we had known about the remastered version for quite a while. Last year we actually knew about this before Christmas, and we started working on this before Christmas, and this is how long it takes behind the scenes. This is now at the stage of the PVC. It's already at PVC at this stage right now. So we are. Have you got him? Is that the right one?
Which one you want? 3?
T3, yeah. Is that T3 or is that?
No.
That's T2, yeah. That's
Right.
fine. Yeah. Just just the testing of it. Yeah. Okay, actually, stick him on there. I just don't think it was glued in. Simple as, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So this is the little cute boy. He has had some. Actually, this is the T3. How do I say? We call it the test shot 3. There's still some changes that I need to just tweak, but nothing that you will really know unless I really point out to it. There was some improvements on the T3 over the T2. Is that a T2, Chocks?
Yeah.
Just want to bring that one over just so they can sort of see a little bit of the differences. Yeah. So, for example, this is the one that we actually took to the show. Obviously, it was painted. And if you notice, one of the examples that we tweaked was the width of the eye here was incorrect. It needed to be a little bit wider. This needed to be it needed to be a little bit wider, of which it is correct. I don't know if you can sort of see it like that. The distance between, look at the distance between here and here. That distance there, the white, this is the original one. This is the T2. Right, and then we improved it on this one to make it correct, to make it more like, it's definitely wider as it should be. So these are some small tweaks that you wouldn't really sort of know. And the T2, this was too soft, it's too malleable. Right, look at that. This is not correct. Look at that. You see that? Too soft. And this one is the T3 version. There is little to no movement in that, in order to make sure I don't want to see this drooping down over time. And this is all about the engineering side of the aspects of these sort of things. So there's that. And also the same thing for Sparks. To be able to hold Sparks and keep him in his position, it really needed to be in the harder material. And this is the T3. Some of the things such as this has come out incorrectly. It's a bit of a bump here, and this and that. But generally, this is your grey boy, but soon to be purple boy. Fingers crossed you guys like what's coming up. It was a lot of fun working on him. He's going to be the next representative ambassador for us, so it's really great that these are going to go out. And obviously the Spyro itself, the resin did really well for us. Hopefully this does well as well, especially with around the hype of the game. And it's a lot more accessible to people. So that's really cool. The next one, of course, is the next one, of course, is Ami. It was a fantastic response to Ami. Oh. She was really well received, Chocks. I was really surprised about just how excited people were. It felt like there was a lot of excitement about Ami over there, and yeah, I mean that is something that we've been working on for a while now, and you would have seen that as a Christmas sneak peek, actually, and now we're going to the stage of actually putting her into. Have we given the tooling back to Charles?
It's been sent back. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, so we're going to go to the next stage
for that. It was
packed
correctly, right?
I don't know, actually. I mean,
who packed it?
I did.
Oh, you packed it?
Yeah, I packed it.
I hope it's right.
I hoped it.
Yeah.
So, Hey, Thomas, it's just like an area where you just like... Oh, it's Thomas, was it Scotty? Who was saying it? Oh, Scotty. It's just an area within the home world where it's like there is grass, but the grass representation is like long grass, right? In the game, this is flat. This is not long grass, but this is an area within, like in a cave or something. You go out of the home, like sort of like in a cave. That's the sort of area that you'll see it in. Thanks for I appreciate that, Adam. Much appreciated. Nice one, VC. So, Ami was... Oh, fingers crossed it does well. As you guys know, we're making 1/4 of resin on that. Originally, it was considered to be 1/3, but we decided to make it into 1/4 because we just felt that 1/3 would make it even more inaccessible, and that's not really what I wanted to do. And I'm a little bit concerned about doing that and want it to not be such a huge price tag. So AMI 1/4 will be coming. It will be later. I want people who buy the PVC to know that, so that they're not blindsided with it coming later on. And we talked about the reasoning behind that. I'll go through it one more time. It's because we didn't have the retailer support to make sure that they hit the numbers that we wanted to hit. Having said that, if we see that retailer support is a bit lukewarm, but we have in the future, we have a retailer support is a bit lukewarm on a PVC, but we do decently, semi-decently or whatever it is with our exclusives of the version on our website, plus we make a resin version of it, and we take the PVCs to the cons, all of a sudden, we're no longer having to 100% rely on PVCs. If you were to see, on retailers, if you had seen, on distributors, if you'd seen, I had, yesterday, I put up a transformer.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I believe it was Scourge off the top of my head.
Yeah.
That's an example of making something that totally lived and died by the support from the retailers. Now, if the distributors didn't pick it up, and therefore we canned it, and it's sad, it is what it is, but it's over 11 years ago. That is what it is. The idea that our business is beholden to retailers or to our distributors is a little bit concerning to me, of course. I would love to make all these pieces, but if it's dictated by what the wholesaler will or will not buy, it means we are not masters of what we make. Does that make sense, Chocks?
Yeah.
We have to make what they will buy. Now, if you say that the sales from the wholesalers is lukewarm, but we have a resin and we have a convention outlet, all of a sudden that PVC becomes more viable. It's the holy trifecta again of those pieces. So that's how I'm viewing that concept and that idea and that theory with AMI, and I look forward to seeing if that works and pays off. Now let's say, what does that mean? So yeah, I look forward to seeing how that goes with AMI. Now let's talk a little about those STs, Chocks. First time, that's not a Dark Souls one. We've got those snakes. Those snakes are, really happy with the detail that you see. I don't know if you guys can see from the video that I showed, but the amount of detail in the clothing from the PVC, so in the PVC, that is comparable to the resins. That has got to be what we're known for, Chocks. We've got to look, as we said, we talked about coming from the resin side and coming down to the PVCs, right? That's what we're known about. And that's really, really being shown in those snakes. So
yeah, it's exactly what we set out to be. Do something PVC, smaller scale, but transitioning the skills that we have from the resin down to the PVCs, where not many manufacturers out there could really say that. Right.
Exactly, because it's very rare. Normally you see resin stay with resin and PVC stay with PVC a little bit at the time. We're kind of straddling. How do we say it? Product whores. We'll make anything. I don't know if that's the word. No, that's not quite what I mean. But so it's definitely something that we are happy to be able to translate that down into the PVCs, into that range. So of course we also had Ornstein SD, keeping it with the SDs. Now people known that was there when they saw the images from the original Artorias. Yeah. The silhouette of that, and then to be able to show him like that is actually a lot of fun. To be able to show Ornstein SD. He's looking really mean. He's got a lovely pose to him. He's got a lovely effects. The kind of effect, that lighting effect, is going to become more synonymous with the Dark Souls line and the SDs and all that sort of stuff. And it's really nice because people are now beginning to receive their exclusive Artoriases, odd wide, and then they can start imagining, oh, okay, this is actually a range. Actually, this is going to come out, and this is going to come out, and that's going to come out, and they can really sort of see that, and that's nice to do, nice to see, nice to do. Let's talk a little bit about that DLC, Chocks.
Yeah, the mini Aku masks.
The mini Aku masks.
The exclusive version with the lights, and also the golden mini Aku mask.
So Petulia, I just want to say, right, Chocks, we'll talk about that. So Petulia's asking, will we do every license in PVC? The answer is, more and more we're looking. There has actually been some scenarios where we've actually gone recently for licenses that are only PVC.
Mm-hmm.
There is an example where we've only gone for PVC for reasons, if we ever get it, you'll understand, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that is our, the TFs and the SDs can really become our thing. And yeah, and there's definitely those opportunities, and of course it doesn't just stay to resins. It doesn't just stay to games. It can of course be anime as well. So let's talk a little bit about those DLC companion pieces. What does that mean?
Yep.
The point of a companion piece, Chocks, is, well, how do you want to explain that?
How do you want to explain it?
First of all, is you don't need. Okay, so let's take the mini Akumaku masks. They are the. Let's actually take that as a direct example. The first in the line of the classic Crash line is Crash, right?
Yeah.
The next in the line is Neo Cortex.
Okay.
Okay. So what the hell are these mini Aku masks doing there? You know just as much as I know that the Championship Belt series goes from, if you bought Crash, you have the rights to Neo Cortex's number. And let's say after Neo Cortex it's Jetpack Crash, right?
Right.
Let's just say that, right? 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
All of a sudden you have the number going into Neo Cortex into Jetpack Crash. You have mini Aku mask there. Now, you do not have to order mini Aku mask. You're not forced to do it to retain your number. You are forced to buy Neo Cortex. You're forced to buy mini Jetpack if you wish to retain your number throughout the series. You're forced to buy the next in the line. You don't want to do it? No problem. You just forfeit your championship belt. You do not have to buy the mini Aku mask. This companion piece is like the reverse DEs. It's the reverse definitive edition, and it came out, Chocks. It literally came out of the discussion and the feedback that we got with a Crash exclusive, specifically about those acrylic Crash crates. Oh, it's an acrylic crate. I don't like it. Why didn't you make it in resin? Fair point. You're not going to be able to have the Crash exclusive price point with the resin crate on a resin base like that for the same price. It's just not possible. Now you say, so that would almost have been the definitive edition if we had made those, and that was before we had definitive editions. Crash came out before we had what those were.
Yeah.
Obviously it came off with Midna. So having those Crash crates in resin would, whatever it would have cost, would have been significantly more than the Crash, with the acrylic ones, of course, if you made the resin. And you can really see that with the mini Aku masks. The mini Aku mask is almost like the definitive edition of Crash. It's the retroactive definitive edition.
Well, think of it as like a 1.5 before you reach version 2. Or think of it as, in a video game, you have the side story from the main story. So the main story, which Alex was talking about, is the Crash resin. Then you move on to Neo Cortex, and then whatever it is.
Side quest, baby.
Yeah. So the side quest is kind of like, okay, I want to do a side quest. I want to collect the 1.5. So I'm going to do the mini Aku mask, right? And then you could you're not forced to do that. You can do that, and this is why the numbering system. We went back and forth on how is that going to affect the numbering system, and having this sidestep thing means that you don't have to get it. But if you were to get it, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. If you were to get the companion piece, let's say you're number 3, and I went for a companion piece, you can actually keep that same number.
There you go. Now the way we're going to do that, you actually nailed it on the head there, Chocks. 3 is too not good enough for an example. Let's say a really high number.
Oh, no worries, Sam. Next year, 2019, alright? Don't feel bad.
Nice one.
Just get me a Red Bull.
Yeah, I feel like there
I'm only
wasn't.
kidding. I'm only
There wasn't enough Red Bull gifts.
enough
Red Bull gifts.
Nah, that's fine. That's fine. I'm only kidding. Seriously, I'm fine. I'm just
Every
kidding.
single my Red Bull.
I got 2 cans.
You got two. You got two.
One from Randy and one from Sylvia. Right? Is it Sylvia or Sylvie?
Sylvie. Yeah.
Sylvie. Sorry,
Sylvie, nice.
Sylvie. Yeah.
So let's talk about a number 400. Okay, and let's say there's only 100 mini Aku Aku masks, right? Just as an example, right? It doesn't matter. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's going to be the same. We talked a little bit about this before with Solaire Praise the Sun. Let's explain how this worked. If we talked about having 400-100. I asked people this in the club and they're like, oh, that's a terrible idea. I was like, fair enough, we're not going to do that. The way we did it for Solaire, there's specific wordings for that where the Praise the Sun, I think we only made, including the combos plus single orders, I don't know, 300. Just say it was 300, right? But you had combo packs where it was like 500, right? I'm not saying that there was 500 in the combo pack. I just meant the 500th person had ordered a combo pack. Therefore, he gets number 500 of the Praise the Sun, and he gets 500 of the regular version. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Sort of the exclusive. But the wording, the wording on the Praise the Sun version was written in a way that was like the total pieces worldwide produced was 300. Is at the bottom left corner, and then the top it says, "Oh, this is the Praise the Sun version, and this is number 300." It didn't say of. It just says I said number 500. It's written at the top. It doesn't say 500 slash 1000. Slash 300. It didn't say 500 slash 300. It said just 500. And the bottom left it says total numbers produced 300. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. It looks a lot better. It looks a lot nicer than 500 slash 300. So if you take that concept into the mini companion pieces, as you said, there's, let's say, only 100 of these mini Aku Aku masks made, but your crash is number 500, no problem. 500 for your crash, 500 for your mini Aku Aku mask. On the base, it says total pieces made 100. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now, if we talk about that was the possibility of retroactively having these DLCs. All of a sudden, we can have a lot of fun. Think about Alucard. The numbers did very, very well. Thank you very much for the support on that. We were surprised about that. So, how about wolf form? How about mist form? How about bat form? Would you want to see that as companion pieces? That's a retroactive DLC. That's a retroactive definitive edition. You know, you could do that for tons of things, right, Chocks? We've had a lot of thought about that, a lot of different things, and it's just sort of almost like you kind of just sort of pump them out if something's done well for it, if that makes sense. Just some things to think about. It's a new concept. It's just F4F things, right? Hashtag just F4F things.
It's like hashtag F4F companion. Hashtag F4F DLC. it ain't hashtag F4F microtransactions though. So we're not going to release something half completed and then finish it off.
Now let's talk about the other concepts. Like, let's say, there's plans to do Crystal Cloak Alucard, right? Mm-hmm. There's plans to do. Definitely, there are plans to do different colors of Shovel Knight, right? As we said before. These are DLCs. These are companion pieces. These are not the main guys in the line. For the next in the line of Shovel Knight, let's say it's Spectre Knight, right? Let's say it's Plague Knight. It's only based on the OG Blue and the OG Gold. That will be the ones that hold the championship belt. You do not need to have bought the Crystal Cloak for the Alucards. You don't need to have bought the black or the black one. Whatever ones that we're working on. Mm-hmm. I think green, player 2, right? Mm-hmm. But you can get the same number. Despite that there won't be that many of them made, if that makes sense. This is for the fans of the game. Simple as that.
It's for those that really want to have everything.
James, that is exactly right. That's a great example. A great example about conquer having companion pieces to that, because he's on a throne. Obviously, is that scene, and you know there are different little guys that would make sense if you wanted to have those as retroactive, you know, things. It's a great example. All right. Whew.
Right, that was pretty much the whole SD, PVC, and companion pieces. Meetings? Licensor meetings? Do you want to touch on that? I think a lot of people are interested in that, especially Mark. Is Mark there?
MAD.
Yeah, he was there earlier on.
Would you consider making similarly designed resins and PVCs and launching together, possibly a combo pack? The answer to that is, Salam, we probably wouldn't do it at the same time. They usually take a bit of time to do them separately. I would probably, but I'll definitely tell people that we were doing it at the time.
Hey, there's Mark.
When is UK getting DSSD? RT's already there. Isn't it?
Should be.
That's what I thought. I thought it went in the UK shipment.
Arrived at warehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was part of the... It's for the one from the con. That was the same con shipment.
Oh.
All right. Seriously, Nana, say they left 25th with no signature. Huh. All right, guys. Going to I forget what that. We'll just go straight into the let's go straight into the Temptation Thursdays. But before we do that, guys, we will see you in just a sec. Chocks.
Hey guys, if you've been following the internet, Twitter, Instagram, I believe you know that Torch have just recently launched two pendants. One of them called Mushroom Parent pendant, and the other one is Blade of the Dark Moon pendant.
Boom! Both look really awesome.
Right, so
really look tight.
Obviously we have a partnership with Torch.
Yep.
And as soon as we got back from Gamescom, we had to get everything organized, everything sorted out. And now we can officially say that it will be up for pre-order after the stream has ended tonight, wherever you are.
I saw these on the website earlier. Hopefully not our website, because it shouldn't be up yet.
It should not be up on our
Right, I'm
website.
checking now.
Double checking it, but I believe we haven't flipped the switch yet, but it will be coming up on our website
After the stream.
after the stream. And if you guys have been following our Torch partnership products, you know that we don't take full payment for these two items. The deposit is only going to be 25%.
That's not that. Don't scare me like that.
So it's 25% deposit for these items. The Blade of the Dark Moon pendant is currently at $115 US, and the Mushroom Parent pendant is $54 US. So a deposit for the Dark Moon pendant would be $29 US, and for the mushroom pendant, that will be at I believe $14. Yeah, if it's 25%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yep. I'm not sure what else I can tell you. The blade of the Dark Moon, that's made out of silver. The mushroom pendant is made out of pewter.
So you can see the price difference right there.
Yeah, so you can see the price difference there. And the deadline for pre-order for that item, for those two items, is October the 10th. The blade of the Dark Moon is expected to release in November, December. And the mushroom pendant is a little bit longer. It's going to be expected to deliver between December and January 2019. So yeah, the partnership with Torch is still going strong.
Yeah.
Hopefully, there's going to be more and more. But I believe they've been teasing some more rings. So we're looking forward to adding those to the collection as well.
Yep.
And if you guys love Dark Souls, and if you find any other items that are out there on the internet and you believe they should be part of the partnership program, do let us know. We've got some other items that we're looking into right now, but hopefully in the future there'll be more partnership stuff on the website.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully this is going to be a long run.
Absolutely. So as you said, that'll be on our website a little bit later on.
That will be on the website after the stream. Yeah.
All right, Chocks. TTs.
All right, TT. Just bring that off. F4F Emirates. Alright guys, so TT, just before we left for Gamescom, that was TT 115. That was Zero Escaped. I love, you guys made a lot of noise about this, and it shows. 296 votes in total. 257 said no.
No.
Oh, sorry,
Zero.
wrong one. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. My apologies. 165 total votes.
Yeah.
87 said no. 78 said yes.
What did you guys vote? Did you vote yes? Did you vote no? I don't know anything about Zero Escape. Maybe it's not particularly popular. Not so many people voted for it.
Well, there you go. So Zero Escape TT is there. Rally for that if you want that. For this week, TT 116 Super Meat Boy. That currently is at 296 votes. 257 said no, and 39 said yes.
How does that rank? Total votes.
By yes votes?
No, total votes.
Oh, no, sorry, by yes votes.
Yeah. Scroll down. There you go. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, it's right
there. So it's there.
Yeah.
Wow.
All I can say, guys, is if you're a Super Meat Boy fan, TTs never die. Just another 800 or so to go.
Well, that's interesting. So,
yeah.
What did we have for the next two? I remember. Let me just double check.
I know it was Inuyasha is one of them.
Yeah, Inuyasha was one, and then the other one is Perfect Dark.
Oh, nice. Hopefully you guys like that one.
That's right. Winners for last week. Hashtag F4F TIS. TIS. Or the week before. So there was 4 winners.
Okay, do your letters begin with... Do you have an I, a G, a W, a C, a K, a D, a B, and an A? W, A, D, C, B, G, K, I. A, G, K, B, WIDC or A, one of those. That's right, K. There's a K and a C. That's right. There's no P there, though, is there? All right, let's kick it off. Winner number 1, Dylan Wolverkamp. Congratulations. Boom. Winner number 1. Number 2, Andy Carver. Congratulations. Your winner numero 2. Bradley Chadabiking. Congratulations. Winner number 3. And someone I had the pleasure to meet in person.
I remember
Irene van Vinderberg Gimbig. She was very specifically how I was incorrectly pronouncing her name because there was a guttural sound to it. Irene van Vinderberg Gimbig. It's pretty much what I remember how she was saying it. Irene van Vinderberg Gimbig. With a bit more nasalness to it because she's from a different, because her husband has a more of a guttural sound pronunciation to the name. So Irene, congratulations. It was very nice to meet you and your hubby at Gamescom. Alrighty.
Alright, this week's hashtag is...
This week's hashtag F4F Gamescom for a chance to win 500 raw points chosen at random.
What? F4F
Gamescom. Just for...
Gamescom.
Yeah, thanks very much. It was F4F Gamescom.
Alright, guys, pinning this. Good luck.
For a chance to win. Petulia.
Petulia.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, it's my pronunciation. It's not quite got it there.
Gamescom, that's right.
Games. Ivan, incorrect. You need an M. Gamescom. Mummy. Gamescom. Bada bing. Bada boom.
Hey Jesse, don't worry about your 500 reward points. I've passed on the message to Phil. He'll work it out very, very soon next week. And everyone else that hasn't got their points yet.
Oh my god, we don't have any more King of the Rings. That means it's my... I gotta quickly go for me.
We don't have a King of the Ring.
You don't have King of the Ring.
You need a toilet before the Q&A.
I need to, like...
Get some more drinks.
Yeah. How about you?
Nah, I'm cool. Oh, I didn't need to know that. Oh, I heard that. Alright, easy. That's right, Alex. So, did you manage to figure out why you had a different number for your gin? You know, if you go to the product page, I believe like the Tekken 5 DR follows on with Tekken 5 gin or Tekken 3 gin or one or the other. So, I've actually asked our IT guys and our shipping guy just to make sure that we haven't shipped a wrong item to you. I believe it's been correct. I believe it's correct. That's what they told me. So, yeah, that looks to be exactly what you got. So, hit me up, and then we'll discuss behind the scene with regards to your points. Mario and Yoshi. Yeah, we're still tweaking on it. But we're not going to go ahead with the pre-order until Big N says yes. No worries, Alex. The flight from, well, we had to do a transfer from Cologne to Munich, which was delayed a little. So we got to Munich a little bit late, and then we had to literally, as soon as we step off the plane, we had to run all the way to the gate because of the boarding. we were expecting to just chill for about an hour and a half at Munich, but apparently because of the delay from Cologne to Munich, we had to run all the way to the gate. And then, yeah, it was all right. On the way back, pretty much slept through most of it. And we came back on Hong Kong mid-afternoon, late afternoon. And then, yeah, back straight to work next day. And then the streaming on Tuesday. Hey Edgar, the Q&A is going to start right after Alex comes back from the toilets. Yeah, look forward to that, Alex. Your videos are quite enjoyable, so yeah. Will you stop that? Yeah! Everyone heard it.
Really?
Yeah!
No.
Hashtag F4F farts.
No chance. They didn't hear it.
Yeah, they did.
No, they didn't. Surely they didn't.
Did you stay out there for a bit? I don't want you like dragging it in. Like some smoke trail. Can we get some close-ups of Spyro, Chocks? Sure. Remember, this is still the development stage. I don't know what kind of close-ups you want though.
Thinking you're cute.
Yeah.
Working on making that crystal much sharper than it was at at Gamescom, as an example.
Martin goes, I thought it was a burp. Hey Stefan, it's Gamescom. Make sure that
With
N
an
is
M.
with an M.
Yeah. Convert my Mugen and I'll buy 3 gins. Oh yeah, Charlie B. King, you did. Well done, mate. Alrighty.
Sorry, Adam, no Arnold.
Hey Ronald, you know what? If it was under the new system, we wouldn't be having this problem. And maybe you wouldn't have borne the hashtag line.
Hey Bart, what is going to be different with the exclusive Spyro and the regular? Well, the exclusive comes with sparks. The regular doesn't.
It's like this.
Oh, is that regular there?
Yep.
Yeah, so the regular is this one without sparks. The exclusive comes with that, and also the exclusive comes with a well, there's none here, but it will come with a numbered base in this packaging, and also in a nice, you know, hand-cut packaging, like for example the Crash Bandicoot exclusive,
Yeah.
or the Dark Souls exclusive. Yeah. So it's going to come in that, and then into a brown box, brown inner box, and then in a brown shipper box.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And you can see just already started work on
Oh, the base, yeah?
yeah.
Yeah. Spyro!
Jesus. There you go. Cutie. Yeah. So you can see just how that's coming on. All right. Are you done, Chocks?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I really wish we could have. Well, you know, all you Mugen owners, come and tell me whether or not we should open up for round 2.
Patrick's got a question. Has anything gone lost at Gamescom? I saw that some extra pieces just laying.
Yeah, no, we were happy with that. Nothing did they?
I had my eyes on everything, man.
Yeah.
I was keeping
I know,
my eye
I'm
on
sure,
it.
but
I was like,
nothing did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was ready to pounce.
It was like, please don't touch. So like, touching Mimic's tongue. A lot of people were touching Mimic's tongue.
Yeah, I guess it's the urge.
The urge. Alrighty. Over to me?
Yeah, it's over to you now.
Alright, let's do it.
Let me just refresh it.
Okay, let me just go point.
Hey, Thomas. Boxception, that's right, Lilith.
Denise Kip, am I German or Dutch? You are Dutch, my friend. What is the next pre-order? We are the rings right afterwards. I've noticed that you've added some more statues on the second day of Gamescom. Golden, Aku, and Crystallized Dragon. Why was that? It was not the second day of Gamescom, Chocks. It was the,
Sorry, what was the
third day. And I'll tell you why.
I'm still loading the questions.
Denise Kips.
Denise.
Seymour, at the top.
Yeah, I'm at the top.
Seymour,
Oh, yeah.
So why did we... It wasn't the second day. It was the fourth day.
Yes. That was going to be one of the shout-outs. Basically, one other great thing about going to Gamescom is because of the licensors were pretty much next door. They're in a different hall. And, you know, we had a really great relationship with Activision. And, you know, we told them that, hey, we're going to debut Spiral PVC at the show. And it's like, hey, guys, you know, obviously it's a business area, but it'd be nice to have some pieces there. And
Sorry, MJP.
So we actually went over to the booth and go, here you go, guys. Yep. We've brought in 4 items. Would you please mind putting that on your shelves? We had the Spiral PVC. Regular. That had like center stage, everything, spotlights on it. We had the Golden Aku Mask.
Boom.
And I went, ooh. To them, they were like, whoa, it had voice.
Yeah.
We had the crystallized Crystal Dragon.
Correct.
And then obviously we had the star of the show last year was the Crash Bandicoot.
Boom.
So yeah, those pieces were there from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because the business area is only open until then. And then as soon as they finish, we took those 4 items back and we placed it on our booth as well. So
exactly. So it wasn't the second day, Denise, because he was there on the first day. Second day.
Yeah.
He was on a Wednesday, I think.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. Yes, I guess you could say it was the second day that after you were there, but really late in the afternoon.
Yeah. It was like after 5:50.
Right.
Yeah. 5:50? 5:30, sorry.
Yeah, something like that. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. What's wrong with the Slovakia warehouse for the shipping out RTSD? There's nothing wrong with the Slovakian warehouse. We have 2 EU warehouses. They're kind of right now interchangeable. If there is enough for a shipment to go to the EU, i.e. Slovakia, and it's full enough, it will go. If there is not enough, and if there's enough to go to the UK warehouse, and it's full enough, specifically for the UK only, it will go. If it's not enough, we will either ship it to the UK or we'll ship it to Slovakia. They're kind of interchangeable for us right now. And the reason why this went to the UK was because this one was part of our Gamescom shipment. So we were going to the UK anyways to be then organised for it to go to Gamescom. So we put all the Artoriuses for the entire Europe, plus other stuff, plus Gamescom stuff, into that container and it went to the UK. So that would explain the reason why I didn't go to Slovakia. Michelle Kissel, we've had 830 yes votes for Xenoblade. Can we get a character poll soon? The answer is, yeah, I don't see, yeah, you know.
I think Yifan is a fan of Xenoblade.
Really?
Yeah, it was like on the way back from lunch. He was like, "What's like, do you guys like do a poll thing?" And he went, "Yeah, Xenoblade."
Well, he said that or you said that?
He asked me.
Yeah.
I goes, "Yeah, we do a TT every week." I was like, "Oh, I didn't realize you're a Xenoblade fan." Yeah.
Oh, did he know about it or?
I think he just found out about it. Like,
oh right, okay. Cool. Since January's potential face mark is going to change, do you have any plans to make the base? We're not changing the base. Oh no, we talked about adding a little bit of blue. Perhaps. I haven't actually thought about that. That's a good point. What about her tendrils? Is it glow in the dark going to happen? Yep, we're definitely going to do that. Will the AMI resin be based off the PVC being 1/4 or 1/3? It'd be a 1/4. I thought it was planned at 1/3, but I read quite a few times that you changed your mind just to come. Yeah, it's going to be 1/4. We think 1/3 is going to be a little bit too inaccessible. Is Rider-Link PO going to be up this year, Q2, or is it Q1, Q2 more likely? I think it's more likely Q1, Q2. Alex Hughes, glad Ami LSB is back on schedule. Do we have any estimate release for her on Spyro now? I have nothing to estimate right now. I've just been coming back from Gamescom and trying to figure stuff out. Next week I'll have a better idea of where things are when I go to the factories.
You going next Friday?
Now Friday I'm going to Spyro place to see Spyro factory, the Solaire factory. You know the Solaire SD
Resin.
factory.
Oh,
No,
SD.
all of it's the PVC factory.
PVC,
going on,
yeah,
right?
yeah, okay.
Whether or not I go to another resin place some other time, that I may be called and summoned.
Okay.
What am I here? Okay, Marcel, do you want to get more into anime? Overlord, if yes, more PVC or resin? Yeah, definitely want to get more into anime. We're beginning to have some more items go up for pre-order, obviously soon with Alphonse. Obviously, we went with Cowboy Bebop recently, with Spike and Mugen going into the marketplace is good news. It's beginning to get a little bit of traction now.
A little bit, yeah, but,
Obviously, we're working. We know what's coming down the pipeline, and there will be more traction. So we're trying to establish that there. Any news on SD Soler, says Alex? The answer is I will let you know next week. Chris Hart, are there Aku Mini resin strictly add-ons to the Crash, or can you buy them separately? You can buy them separately. Celine Gardia, Gamescom, yay or nay? Okay, answered that. Will you be extending your stay next year? So you can visit in Belgium. If you have 12 or 14 surgeries, I go to Belgium all the time to my vault. There's a vault in a really small city, a small little village, somewhere in the Flemish region.
There's pros and cons. There's pros and cons going to these cons.
There's
pros and cons going to the cons, right? It's like you go away, catch a plane, go to a different con. The more you go away, the more we worry about what's happening back here.
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
As I said, it was a really short week in review.
Yeah.
But hey, that's a whole nother conversation. Extending your stay for pleasure may be a luxury I may or may not be able to have. Kickstarting projects, do you really have one in mind? Do you have one to be in mind for the first one? Have you approached or mentioned it to any license holder? Nope, not yet. And it still needs a bit more time to consider that. Update on Darksiders, just to say that we had a conversation and there is work to be followed up with on that. Golden word back on my gun-slinging lady. Oh yeah, we need to make some changes to that, but at least moving forwards. What do you think about our idea for our guns? Interesting and actually considering it, or hell no? I don't remember what it was. Please say you're making female Tekken fighters. I just gotten King. Need to unpack and inspect him. Ready, 8 for more. I'd buy some more monsters, special designs, and females. Well, the Tekken line for us has not done what it needs to do, so I think the answer to that is unlikely. Did Jeff get any sleep?
Some sleep, I guess.
Some sleep.
Yeah. It was. We saw him earlier today, so he must have slept.
He told me tonight that yesterday he didn't come in and he slept. He fell asleep.
Conked out
and got up at 2 or something like that. And did Miguel get anything to eat? Miguel got himself something to eat for sure. Did we? Yeah, I don't remember what you were saying about that, Celine, to be honest with you. We need that gunship. I know that some of the others at Gamescom also talked about you. Can you kickstart it, or was it the design voted? I don't see enough people asking for it. Chocks.
Did I finish the how do you call them? Nuzekis, or did you leave some? What happened to it?
Those triangle shits.
Yeah, I know.
I took them back with me and I ate them all.
And I remember seeing it whilst we were packing on the last day. I remember seeing it on there. Oh, so you took it?
Yeah, because I knew that everything was going to be closed.
And you ate that?
No, I took it back and I brought some back for the kids.
All right. Did I like it?
Spencer did. The other two didn't. Kanako liked it.
I would have thought Elizabeth liked it because it's really sugary and all that stuff. She's like sugar. She's on a sugar rush.
She is on a sugar rush.
I would have thought she liked that stuff.
So
there you go. So I didn't finish
syrup,
it.
And then she kept licking it like a dog on a plate today.
What?
We had like, and she put a little bit because Kanako did a little bit for Spencer on the plate, and Spencer got like that.
Yeah. What do you mean, syrup?
Yeah, syrup.
Okay,
right,
yeah,
on the little tiny little dot, right?
Yeah.
And she's like Spencer's doing that, so she's like, watashi mo, right? In Japanese, yeah, like, me too. So I put it on her plate, and she's like that, and then she put a little bit more. She's like, look like a friggin' dog.
No.
Will you release resin crates as add-on packs for Crash, or to replace the acrylics if someone wishes? I don't mean to replace it. They won't be replaced. The Crash resins will come with that. They won't not be with it. Whether or not we make some more as a DLC companion piece, why not? I mean, I haven't got any plans right now, but you know, if there's enough, let's see how the mini Akus do first. Martin Coniali, did the games go as planned? No, but it did. But we've learned. Well, thinking about it, do you want to come back to Germany? Yep. Did I order the first Mimic in the world? I believe so. Believe so. At Gamescom, you were telling me how the Yakuza DE would look. Was this a teehee? Because I realised like 3 days afterwards. It would be. If you get there. To be honest with you, we would have to get there. And I think that we need to go through a 3D. No Yakuza updates for now. They're working on it. Marcel Fenris, if Gamescom worked well, how do you want to do this? How do you want to do this on other conventions? You can't go to every convention and say the PO is open again for this convention. Yeah, so you know that's what I sort of discussed earlier on today. It won't be an issue moving forwards. Subuchi, were you serious about Luca Comics and Games this year or next year? Your own booth or shared? Luca Games is just the weekend after MCM London, so you could easily do both. Luca's like 50 minutes from Florence. You can easily do both. One of these things really kill us. So two quite sequential after each other might be just the straw that might break the camel's back. But yeah, you know, we've just been looking at what the cons and what they mean and the number of people that go. I think my understanding on Luca is PVCs will do really, really well there. Resins, not so much. VC, I've never had any good questions, but hope Gamescom went well. I just want to say hi. I love the new PVCs, much appreciated. Got 2 Amis and a Spyro on order. Much love, VQ. Thanks very much, VQ. I appreciate that. Thanks for the support. Lesebuchi, since mini Akus are like DLCs of statues and the gaming DLC doesn't work with the original game, can someone who doesn't have the original Crash order a mini Aku? Yes, they can. That's a good point. It's like an expansion pack on a tabletop game. You don't have to have the original one. It's just you can't stop me from buying it. You can't stop.
There are some
DLCs.
games. There are some DLCs where you don't need the original discs. Games I'm talking about. Yeah. Or expansion pack where you don't need the original game.
You're right. It's something like
Far Cry or something like that.
one of the Far Cry one where it's like in like the 80s version.
Yeah, you don't need the original game.
But also, that's right. There's also some things like Command and Conquer expansion packs, or like those types of RTSs where I remember you didn't have to have the original one. It might have been Command and Conquer Commanders, or was it Commanders? Or it might have been...
Red Alert?
No, not Red Alert.
Did Red Alert need the original?
I'm not sure. But, they had an RTS version of Lord of the Rings. I don't think you needed to have it. I can't remember. But definitely there are some DLCs that you do not need to have the OG one. So if you guys know what it is. There you go. Red Dead Redemption Nightmare. It's a standalone game.
Yeah, that is true.
There you go.
That is true.
Daniel no was is lost.
You've been saying that
It means what is up?
the whole bloody week.
It means what is up? I'm gonna go whatever convention we go.
So what's
go
that?
to.
What? It's be like was
is lost, guys. How would you say, guys?
I don't know.
Mention? Is that the right word? German, no, English to German. English to German. Translation.
Fear was a good game. They were good FPS games.
Is that also a DLC you didn't need to have it for?
I think so, yeah.
Guys. Gaia? Are you serious?
They were good FPS games.
Is that also a DLC? Yeah. Guys.
Jungs. What is lost?
Jungs.
Jungs.
Was ist los, Jungs? There you go. Was. Was ist los, Jungs?
Mannschaft.
Mannschaft, yeah? Mannschaft, yeah.
Mannschaft.
Do you have Lilith? I joined the stream later if I don't follow the stream, so I haven't been on. How you doing, Lilith? I've seen you on the streams, so much appreciated for joining us.
She said, "Be right back."
Alright, nice
just
one.
left.
Nice one. Angela La, do you have a favourite Simpsons quote?
Like what?
Is it?
They're the typical ones, right?
Yeah.
Don't. Yeah, they're the typical ones. I don't know. Is there any more?
Eat my shorts, Cowabunga.
Oh yeah. It's been so long since I watched the Simpsons episode. Yeah.
Did you watch them back in the day?
Yeah, I used to.
Who's that guy?
Is that what's his name?
Ha ha guy. Ha ha guy. Simpsons. Nelson. JB. The early plans for releasing resin PVC of the same scope involved having the resin 1/3, if I recall quickly. During Gamescom, you video said the resin 1/4. Have plans changed? Yep. Yeah, I announced it on a stream before making the decision at Gamescom. No, I already made the decision before Gamescom. Just I feel like 1/3 might be just a bridge too far. I'm not quite sure I want to go into that territory, to be honest with you. Salim, any news on the dark side is deal? The answer is we are in conversations.
Oh, the Bart Simpson prank calls, they were funny. Where was that? Is it?
Yeah, to Mo.
To Mo's bar.
It's like, it was like eat my shorts. Was it shorts or eat my something?
Ivana or something, yeah.
Yeah. I want to like touch my butt. See more butts or something, wasn't it?
Yeah. Those were funny.
Do you ever remember the Bart Simpson song?
Hey, Miguel. Thanks for joining.
Miguel. How you doing, mate? MAD, let's continue this conversation. You know, we know the guys, and it was
What happened? I can't remember.
It's like, oh, it's so nice of you to say that. Because you know it's true. Interesting, yeah? I didn't realize you didn't realize that. That's what.
No, yeah, I think that was like.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I just need to yeah. What's up? Yeah, okay, so, where are we at now?
Jake's question.
Jake, yo. What was the most popular piece of Gamescom? That's a good point. Ami and Spyro PVC, no doubt, was definitely way up there. In terms of people pointing at, in terms of resin, what do you say, Chocks?
What? Resin?
Mm.
Resin was definitely Bowser. Okami.
Yeah, I think
one or the other, either the bus or the Shiranui. They're both pretty much on equal terms.
Mm.
And then,
but you know, you would definitely see that people would be like, if they're Dark Souls fans, they go straight to the Ornstein and Mimic, right, and be like, oh my days, right? And then depending on if you were a Nintendo fan, it really depended on what kind of fan you were.
Yeah.
There was something for everyone, wasn't there, Chocks?
Yeah. Depends on what game platforms.
You know, Snake was really well received.
Yeah. Banjo. Yeah.
Banjo. Yeah. It was nice to have the rare guys on the booth as well, because they'd never seen it before.
Yeah, well, they only saw it through renders and stuff, and those guys came on the booth and looked at it. It's like, wow.
Yep. Yeah. So that was awesome, and yeah, that was cool to see them. You know, obviously, I've met them before. One of them before. You were wait a sec. They came over twice.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
I was talking about my contact, but little did I realize that your contact was the.
I wasn't kidding around. Nah, we worked together back in the day, but yeah, he's done really well.
Craig Duncan.
Craig Duncan. Yeah, did very well for himself.
Came onto the booth, and was chatting to Chocks like he was a long lost mate, and then I went over and I introduced myself, and then I realised they were long lost mates. I was like, oh, okay. I'll just go back into my corner.
No, don't.
That was cool, man. So what you
said,
you met him at Cody's, wasn't it?
Yeah, we worked together at Cody's, and yeah, he was a good guy. He was friendly with everyone. He was a good team player. He was the go-to guy if he needed help. He did really well for himself. Then he's worked at a few different developing studios, and then you know when I first heard of him at Rare, that was quite of a surprise. I was like, you know, really surprised to see him on the booth as well, because I instantly recognized him because I knew exactly what it looked like. I said, "Yo,
Chocks!"
Yeah,
it's like, where's my Red Bull?
it's like times change. He hasn't changed much, but yeah, when he saw that, it was really good. I mean, you know, he doesn't deal with that.
Yeah, but
that kind of side. But you know, he said that a lot of people were tweeting him or whatnot
to go and check it out.
To go check it out.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
Yeah, and him check it out, and then of course the other guys that deal with the project come over there.
Yeah.
And it was like, you guys can have anything you want.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was really good. I mean, that's a good thing. That's the pro side of these.
The conventions.
On trade day.
I think you get that for Gamescom in particular.
Yeah.
You probably get that less at Comic Cons.
Yeah.
Because it's not quite the industry.
But they're not even there at all.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you know, catching up with, like you said, with the other licensors that were there as well. That was quite interesting. Yeah.
Right.
That little secret meeting in the back room. Yeah, that little secret meeting in the back room.
But it was quite interesting, yeah?
Seriously, anyone that was queuing up would probably...
They couldn't have seen what we saw, though.
Yeah,
there were some teehees there, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm really glad that you got to understand where I was coming from with that. Obviously, there was some new stuff since Vegas.
Yeah.
But you know, definitely, it's we can talk and have a more conversation about that sort of stuff with more knowledge about what we're talking about.
Yeah.
With that.
That's quite interesting. The stuff that was going on in there.
Yeah. Yeah, that was interesting. Really interesting. How do we get onto that?
What do you mean, how do we get?
What were we talking about?
We were talking about Jake Mayer.
How on earth was that?
What was the most popular piece?
Yeah, Banjo, and then
Banjo. Yeah. You know, every single piece had their own
fans.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say exactly what it was. Has any progress been made on MHA? Nothing to confirm or deny just yet. Yeah. Hold on. Poker face. There's nothing to confirm or deny just yet. My poker face. Big boy Alphonse, any updates? Almost there.
Yep. looking good.
Stefan McNally, I feel bad for you guys over the past week or so. There's been quite a bit of negativity in the club with people picking on statues, particularly the Spark scenario and with Mantis.
Really?
Does this bother you when it's continuously dragged up in various new comments and threads, etc.? Actually,
What bad comment?
this is really quite tame. I've been through a lot worse. Depending on picking apart of things. The Mantis people talking about the head, that's one issue.
Oh, right.
And the other people talking about Sparks or talking about that. Yeah, that's another thing. It was definitely going to make no changes on that because of the fact of what we're doing, laser focus, etc., etc. But in terms of dealing with people, if people have, how should I say it, a feedback and the negativity, it's the constructiveness of it. I'm okay with it, but I will take them what I can do when I can, within reason. As simple as that. And I look a lot very receptive to it. So it's not that I didn't feel it was particularly negative. Perhaps I wasn't in as much as I was, but I don't feel it was too much. And I think as long as people know and they respect when I say no is no, that it's no. But they also know that sometimes and quite often I will make changes and I'll do it based on the scenario when I can. If I can't do it, I'll say it why I can't do it, and when I won't do it, I'll say it. So I'm okay with it. It doesn't. My skin is thick enough to understand. I really can't please everyone. I'll try my best, but sometimes sometimes there are circumstances and scenarios where my hands are tied, depending on what it is, and that's where we're at with that. Rachel,
hey bud. It's been a while since we've seen Bud.
Hermes, what is up, mate? Rachel Griffiths, hey, hope Gamescom went well. Now you're back. I just want to check the last Q&A. I wonder whose name these. Okay, so she needs to get her points.
Yeah. Whose name has these letters? Game.
Yeah. As in
just
general winners.
The general winners. Yeah. I've sent
yeah.
the whole list to Phil, so
Sweet.
he's got some points to give out.
Also, any updates on Slayer shipping? The answer is I got the Jolly Combo Pack Top 10 waitlist. I need to know when my wallet will die. Great question. I will know more about that next week, because I haven't had a chance to follow up with that sort of things. Also, that Ami PVC is looking lovely. I'm playing on Kami for the first time now. It's on the Switch and definitely going to be ordering. Awesome. That's great to hear. I can't wait for Harvey to have a go on that. This is going to be his next game.
Oh, what? What question are you talking about?
It's a Seymour.
Oh.
It's just there. You can see it here. Yeah, there.
Okay.
Still waiting to see how epic and expensive the Phoenix Wright Definitive Edition is going to be. No ideas what it could be yet. Actually heard back from Capcom. They're going to send back the sample. We just need to make that clothing just a little bit darker.
All right, cool.
Heather McGuan, are you going to be at London Comic Con? We will definitely be there in some aspect, whether or not we'll actually be there ourselves versus, some of us, a few of us, none of us. They will definitely have some statues on there. Shout out to Animegami. We will be working with Animegami with a partnership with them on their booth. So yeah, that's where we're at for that. And we're still working on the details on that. Christine Marie, hey guys, any estimate on when TFM will go into production? Has this been made on the cards for her yet? Any changes on the DE case? Thank you. The answer to that is I haven't got any news on that for now. Has any decision been made on the cards for her? Did we not do day one cards for her and stuff? I would have thought we did.
Do a poll?
Yeah, I think we would have done that.
Yeah.
Oh, was that before? That was after.
Was that before Sandy?
Maybe it was after Sandy already left. Possibly. We need to recheck that.
Oh.
And any changes on the DE? Only the ones that I showed last time about moving it into glass. We haven't added any and showing that we were adding functionality to the case was important, not only via the remote. Bart Clip, a small question.
Welcome back, Lilith.
I ordered the Various suit and Ornstein resin with the Gamescom code. Where or when can I see what number the statues are going to be? The answer is when you receive it. You can't see it on your order, only when you receive it. It's for your support at the Gamescom. Alessio Bucci, can you tell us more about the MCM participation? I need your confirmation to buy plane tickets, MCM tickets, and hotel. I appreciate that, Alessio. We are going to have some information, I think, next week after we sort of finalize that, I say. Would you say? Next week we'll have some sort of idea on what we're doing.
Yeah. Lock it down.
Lock it down!
Lock it down!
Mark Johnston, how are Psycho Mantis orders going? Is the MGS line in danger? Obviously, the Psycho Mantis sales are not going where I want it to go. But the fact is that I feel a lot less pressure now that we're not doing that 2-week thing anymore. So
4-week thing.
No, 2-week thing anymore.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, the 2-week, and that's like huge pressure, right? If it was the 2-week period, I would be like jumping out the window right now. The fact that we've now gone to increase it to 4 and then increased it to until we hit 1,000 or until we go to production means that it has more of a chance. I would be more concerned. Psycho Mantis sales won't, you know, I need each piece to really hit 600 pieces, and those that don't, I get concerned with. And Psycho Mantis hasn't done that. Not even, I think maybe we're about halfway there, right? So that's not where I want it to be. Now...
Oh, thanks for sharing that information, Ronald. It was in Ireland, Forbidden Kingdom, told them about F4F. Like, who? Who?
I appreciate that. Then, with regards to the MGS line, of course, the Grey Fox is coming up next, and you know, we're really excited about that, and we
those
believe that will
SDs
do better.
Yeah,
I mean, Snake did very, very well, of course. Just a little bit disappointing that that Psycho Mantis wasn't, you know, where it needed to be in regards to that. Ronald Jacobs, did you have time to walk around and check out some of the games and other shops at Gamescom? If so, what did you play? Did you play for me Reignited Trilogy and Jump Force? The answer to that is literally did not have a single chance to go. Okay, we had a chance to see other people's booths at our hall, and then realized we needed to do something about our pricing. That's how we knew.
Well, I think like first day, whilst we were setting up, we probably only saw like 50-60% of the booths. It's literally on the press day or whatever it is, or the night before, where the rest was setting up. So actually, there was like quite a lot of empty space up until the very last minute. So I didn't even get a proper walk around in our own hall.
I know. Totally understand.
Yeah.
And we had a sneak peek going over to see Wired Productions, the guys over at Wired.
Yeah.
But that was literally just because I tricked you into going into it, because otherwise I knew you wouldn't have left the booth.
I should have prepared.
No, but I don't mean that. I just mean making you leave the booth.
Right.
I was just like, oh, just come with me this way, and I didn't even tell you where you were going. We left the hall, and then that was otherwise you would never have even gone to that area and seen it. Forget about
it was crazy in that hall, man. Everyone was like having a party.
Yeah, it's the end of the show.
Yeah.
So they're wrapping it up. That was what it was about. And we were like, right, quick, let's get some refreshers.
And those guys gave us some sweets and snacks and some drinks.
We call them the disappointment sweets.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to buy that link. Sorry, haven't any left. Oh, but I really want that one.
It was good. It's a good idea, actually.
And it's like, here you go, mate. Have a refresher.
Have a
sweet.
refresher.
Oh, okay then.
Sorry, we sold out. Have a pin and have some sweets.
Yeah, that's quite cool. It was a good idea. So the answer, Ronald, I did not get a chance to play anything, let alone go to any places, let alone play anything. Literally, you did not play a single thing.
No. We heard stories of like hours and hours to queue up to play, you know, like certain games, but no idea.
Chris Hildebrand Jr., how did you guys decide that Metal Gear Solid would be the next SD? Anything else? Anyone else you have planned for it? Yeah, you know, definitely we do have others planned in that line. And, you know, Snake, we wanted to go with something that would show details that you get in the Dark Souls line. You see that beautiful detail translate into the Dark Souls SD. So we thought the Metal Gear Solid also has a ton of detail. We wanted to translate into that. And Snake had done it very, very well for us as a resin. So we wanted to see how that would do for an SD. So with more PVC releases, says Michael Lai, how do you think that would affect the sales on resin pieces? I don't think resins have their place. I think the poll that we ran in the club shows the vast majority of people don't mind what it is. And would you say that it would mean that they wouldn't buy the resin? I think I'm not really worried about that at all. Not really worried about them. They are so different that most people are buying the resins because they really, really like the franchise. A lot of people will buy the PVCs because they either can't afford the resins or the space, but also because they like would buy the PVCs but not buy a resin of the PVCs. So I think actually they weren't going to buy a resin version of it anyways, if that makes sense.
There's so many varied reasons. I mean, people like, I mean, we're not giving up on resins, that for sure. I mean,
the resins are like they're like the ground jewel. It's the PVCs are there to feed the resins.
It's good because like looking at some of the comments, guys were saying, you know, if I really want to spend a lot of money and something I really love, I'll get a resin.
Right.
And those other pieces that they like but not to the point where they love it, they're still interested in getting the PVC. Smaller pieces, lower pricing.
Right.
You know, so collecting best of both worlds.
Philip says the lines for Sekiro was only an hour for him. What is up, Philip? It was nice to meet you at Gamescom. You know, in terms of how will it affect the sales of resin pieces? The answer is the resin pieces are going to sell more. The resin pieces will be fed by the new blood that comes in from the PVC sales. 100%. Will we lose some sales of people who are currently buying resins who then will go, oh, you know what, I'll buy the PVCs instead? Sure. But will we get so much more new blood who will then upgrade to PVCs as a result?
Upgrade to resins.
Up to resins?
Yeah.
100%. We've seen it. Am I right in saying Lisa? Are you still there? Lisa Wyckoff? I believe she saw the Link Breath of the Wild, and then from there came into the group, and then obviously she's been a fantastic part of the community since, despite the fact that we did not auto-convert the wait lists. But apart from that bit, you know, that's a really great example of, boom, you know, going from the resins, from the PVCs into the resins. What is up, Tiago? How you doing, mate? So hope they answer your question. Giovanni Cormorio, when can we order the mini Aku Akus? Not sure just yet. We need some work behind the scenes.
Sometime, hopefully, well, it should be sometime in Q4, right?
It is Q3 right now. I would say it would be in Q3.
Q3, yeah.
What is this is the last month of Q3, isn't it?
Right,
Q4.
Q4, yeah.
Something like that. With what I want to definitely do is launch Spyro to bring in Activision fans, and a lot of people will get excited about the Spyro PVC. And again, this is what we talked about, bringing them in for that, and then once we've done that, then go into Crash. It's exactly the same thing we did for, I can't remember which way did we do.
We did Crash
PVC into Spyro. Exactly.
Resin.
So I think with this time we'll flip it the other way around. With Mugen hitting shelves this week, what is the current status of Jin? Are we giving it a shot? I would do that if we could as a you know, Kickstarter. When I say Kickstarter, just understand I'm not actually talking about Kickstarter. I'm talking about showing the 3D and saying, all right, guys, who's going to buy this based on this? Put your money down. Put your non-refundable deposit down. Okay, I don't even say it's non-refundable deposit. That's not the right way to say it. The way the Kickstarter program for F4F would work would be something like, okay, this is what it looks like in 3D. Commit to this, and if we get like 300 commitments to it, we'll go to the next stage. That's how we'll do it. And then when we get to the physical stage,
pledge this at this.
Yeah, and we will give a discount. I think we would give a discount. We haven't thought about it. But just making the assumption that you can just say, or if it's not a discount, it's a little extra bonus or something, whatever it may be.
Reward points or whatever.
Whatever it may be, to pledge it at 3D, and then go into the next stage, which is the
like the prototype.
Yeah, exactly. Go to the physical.
Yeah.
That is how it's got to work. It's got to work that way, and that all of a sudden we can start making a lot more niche characters with the knowledge that we only commit to. The only difficulty is explaining that to the 3D guys, to the license holders. Which pieces saw the best least at Gamescom? You know, in terms of individuals, I don't really have that information, especially because the pre-order packs are still going. But of course, if you're going to say which saw the best, it's going to be the PVCs in terms of the pre-order packs.
Those sausage burgers.
That's all we had.
Right.
That's all we bloody had.
What's the? Well, it's not sausage burgers.
Can we just discuss something right now, Chocks? We went to Gamescom. We went to Germany, and I think we had no German food until the last day.
You were the one that was crying for German food.
Of course, I was crying for German food. I wanted to try the local
whatever,
cuisine.
man. Something just to get us through the night.
I couldn't believe. Right, the first day we had doner kebabs. Because that was the only things I wanted.
That was only up until
and that was cool for
1
that,
a.m.
you know, and that was cool for that because I like some Turkish bread and I like that, right? And then that was for lunch, and then the dinner, that was the only thing that was available. We went back to the same shop and got the same bloody thing. I was like, oh my god. The next day we went out and walked around and we had Italian food. The following day we went for dinner with the Wired lads. With the Wired lads.
Was it with Wired first or with John first?
No, with John first.
With John first.
Yeah,
so John evening was Italian dinner.
Yeah.
And
then the next day it was the Wired lads, and they had organised dinner.
Yeah.
And then we went for Italian. I was like, are you serious right now? It's been 4 days I've been in Germany. I've not had any German food. I can't remember. What did we have for on Wednesday?
Wednesday, did we went back to the hotel? I think.
No, hold on. Tuesday, Wednesday, what did we have? Wednesday and Thursday. I know Friday I went out with my parents. I know one of those Wednesdays and Thursdays we had food at the hotel. Did we do 2 days at the hotel? No, it was only one.
One day, I think the other one particular day was like, oh, whatever, innit? No, Thursday we had a little party. We got invited, yeah. He was like, this is dinner, lads.
Yeah, that's it.
I was like, the fuck, I'm going out. I'm gonna get a kebab.
Did you? You got a kebab. We went back and got
kebab, and we saw John at the bar. I was like, John was like giving us funny looks, right?
Was he?
Yeah, he was giving us funny looks, and maybe it was on a call or something. He gave us some funny looks. I was like, all right, then we're leaving you. Right? So the next day, it was like, John was like, oh fucking hell, guys, I was so hungry last night. John was really hungry last night.
Really?
Yeah, that we thought that funny look he was like pissed off with us.
Yeah, he was like, give me something.
Like, don't disturb me, right?
Give me something like grub, lads.
Yeah. And the next day we found out, all right, he was actually starving.
Well, okay. Okay. And the next day, so that was some. Well,
it was one. Yeah, that Friday you went out with your parents.
I went Italian.
Yeah, was it Italian?
I went to the place where John wanted to go to the place that was the place that we didn't go with Leo.
Ah, right.
The one that I went to. That was all right. It was a nice place.
Which one was better? Which one was better?
The other one.
The second one.
Yeah. The second one. Because you remember, Leo was like, I couldn't remember which one of the two it was, and he booked the wrong one.
Right.
Yeah.
And I ended up eating lamb penis.
Yeah, that's what you had, lamb penis. But it was Italian lamb penis.
Yeah, all right.
Then the Saturday, of course, we didn't eat anything for dinner. It's just like I survived on the Newconsircus or whatever it was from.
What did we do on Saturday?
Nothing. We cleaned up the booth and it was like, starving.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Oh no.
Did we not eat anything?
No, yeah, we went to the kebab place again.
Oh yeah, it was a different kebab place. Yeah.
And then the next day, we finally went to a proper German place.
Yeah, with your
and the food was pretty shit.
Yeah. That waiter was cool.
Yeah, the waiter was cool,
really
but the food was
yours was like really
German
late.
cuisine actually isn't that. What is there in German cuisine apart from some currywurst, a bit of wurst, and the pork knuckle? Have I missed something, guys? Did we miss something?
I was disappointed with my specially brewed or marinated sausage.
Right. Oh my god, how many more questions are there? Holy shit.
Is there a lot? There was that 70 odd comments. Well, tonight was going to be a long one. Because it's been a while, hasn't it?
Right, I'm going to cane through these now. Demi and Christoph, will you make Comic-Con pre-order packs with your Anime Gami partnership? Not sure yet. We're just leading into that. When will Tomba go into production? Oh yeah, that's right at the top. Have you been contacted by indie developers to make such other games? Yes, we have. If an indie developer contacts you, make partnership with the high tier reward, including custom F4F statues and Kickstarter campaign, would you consider doing it tonight? Yeah, I mean, sure. That's more of a contract manufacturing thing, but it might be not quite enough quantity. It sort of has to be laid out for us. Chris, Tina, any feedback on why Studio Ghibli Trilogy doesn't give out licenses? So much potential there. I have not tried to speak to them ever since I you know,
Is this true?
Miyazaki did not accept the phone call for my speed dial.
Mr. Blider, the industry push is going bigger to 1/3 or half scale for resins, but what do you both personally really like from a collector's point of view? I like the size of smaller than a 1/4 scale for display purposes.
We're not going to push to 1/3 and a 1/4 scale.
Half scale. Even though honestly, I think even though we're in the same industry, I think we have different targets.
We have very different. We're different. We're just F4F things, right? We're hashtag F4F. We just F4F things. I feel like we kind of do our own thing. Do you think, Chocks?
Well, yeah. I mean,
there's an overlap, but we definitely
there's
do our own thing.
Some similarities, but all in all, it's still very different.
Right.
Yeah.
Michael I, please show us the initial response. That smile they did. What smile was that?
What?
I don't know. Christina, can we get some sneak peeks of Crystal Cloak Alucard? How's it coming along? I should get something in the next couple of weeks, I think. James Tesk. How were the sales? Okay, Gamescom, we said that already. Was it enough to do more? Yeah, it's definitely enough to do more. The new stuff from GC, they will be done sequentially. Once Spyro's at PVC stage, so that can go in earlier. The SDs and the AMI needs to go into that PVC stage before we go to that pre-order stage. Any updates on Banjo changes? I just need to submit that for final approval with the team. Adam Foley. Just wondering how tall will Sonic and Tails be compared to your Knight statue? I'm setting up. It's going to be significantly taller than Knight's. Any updates on the said diorama? Yeah, we're going into the physical right now. How many more likes on Fun Day posts is viable we should look into further? My Ghost in the Shell has 139 reacts at the time of writing this. Not enough. Ghost in the Shell, though, we did try contacting them back in the day and we didn't get anywhere. I know it's been said that PVCs will always be in production and sent out to retailers as long as there's demand, but is there is demand is there, but it's also the case that F4F website exclusives as well as that limited in stock. Website exclusives are limited. Thanks, it's good to be back. Marloes Moral, how do you guys like Gamescom? Ja, sehr gut. Niels Van Dalen, how big are the actual chances for a Kill la Kill figure at the 1.5 votes of All Might? I would love to know because those figures would be most definitely to buy. And the answer is I'm going to look more into Kill la Kill, and you know, our sort of looking into MHA has been well documented. I've been really enjoying seeing you guys grow and interact with your fan base. By the way, your company is probably the best one out there in terms of customer service and communication. I hope to see many more figures in the future. Keep up the amazing work. Much appreciated. Thank you for that. We're glad to see that is you know, recognized. So appreciate that. We will keep on doing it as long as we have the support from you guys. Much appreciated. Billy Ogle, when do you go to a licensor? Do you try to work out a deal? Or do you go in with some examples of other work you've done to show your skill? Or do you go in with 3D mock-up of some of their licenses to grab their interest, or both? Usually we don't go and do a mock-up of their stuff, but we usually definitely give them samples. For sure. But Edwards, how many units in Midna sell? Are there any plans for diorama pieces? Midna, I think, was something like 2,500 with a little bit more from Gamescom. I need to look into that. Are there any plans for diorama pieces for Okami? Chibi. What statue would you love to redo if you could? Zero Suit. Favorite food and drink? Oh, favorite food and drink. Chocks. Red Bull, obviously. By the way, was you Red Bulling back in the UK, or was this a Hong Kong thing?
I don't think I Red Bull back in UK.
You Lucasade it, did you? Appletized it.
No, probably Lucasade, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, probably, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a good question.
What's your favourite food? Not currywurst.
Well, probably steak, first and foremost.
Is it?
Probably, yeah.
You must come over.
Oh, you and your steak thing?
With the sous vide machine.
You still use it?
Whenever I'd make something like that, I'd always use it.
Hey Joshua, how much is shipping for Spyro and Amaterasu PVCs? They're going to be very similar to RTSD and Crash Bandicoot. I can't remember off the top of my head. Maybe 20, 25 US dollars, something like that, around that price.
3,000 yuan. How's the production with Ornstein? It's been months since I got the payment delayed, and I was hoping it would be getting released later this year. My DS friends really want to see it in person. We are moving it from the original factory because they're taking too long. So we're going to start working on that. Will you do a recap post of Gamescom as you did for NYCC? Did you see how much we talked about? Will I write up about that?
Well, we've got Miguel.
Yeah, but he doesn't understand. That's just a recap of what's going on,
right.
as opposed to my thoughts about moving forward.
Personal recap.
Yeah.
Watch the first hour of this show. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah. Jamie Posey is asking about the relationship with gaming heads, and you know, we're not going to go anywhere near there. I appreciate what you're saying, but
all right, sorry. See you, Lilith. Good night.
I appreciate that. Just a little bit of you know. I appreciate the vote of confidence, I have to say about that. Glenn Sterling, what color variants are you planning for Mario on Yoshi? Hashtag Ronald knows. Uncle Scabs, when can we see a sneak of Nito? A little bit later on, he's kicking my ass right now. Sarah Arrington, how are Dracula and Mr. Right? Dracula is waiting for some feedback, and Mr. Right is got some comments back, so that's good. Squishable plushie pillar next year would be nice around the time of Chibi. Yeah, fair enough. And next year we'll be more focusing on plush for sure. Anything new on Dante Morrigan? Yeah, it's coming along. It's slowly, but there are movements happening on it. Jefferson Goobler, Xenoblade is now 820 plus. Can we get a character poll? You know, that's what Michelle asked as well. Will it be an open poll? Just curious because there are quite a few characters in the series. Yeah, I guess it would be open. Also, if the license is acquired, would the drivers be made with their blades or separately? A lot of questions there that I can't answer. Let's see what the creme de la creme rises to the top. Adriano de la Riva, how do you keep on being awesome? It just amazes me. Well, you know, we can't do without you guys. Simple as that. Don't you agree, Chocks? We do a lot. It is difficult, and some people can't handle it. Oh no, feeling. But a lot of it is motivation, because, and maybe you get this more than others would be as well, but you see like the support that we get from doing these streams, from being in the club, a lot more than, let's say, other people would do, right? I think it makes a big difference. What do you think?
Oh, of course. I mean, like, you know, what's more important than actually, you know, dealing directly with the consumer, right? I mean, that's the end goal, right? End of the day.
And it's motivation as well.
Yeah. To
push ourselves to not look stupid. Egg on our face again. No.
Yeah,
basically, it's the fear of looking like idiots publicly. Basically, is what motivates us, right? Oh shit, Chocks, we fucked up, and it's so public.
But you know, we're only human.
We're only human. I think that's pretty. That's what motivates us. Absolute fear motivates us of looking like numbnuts.
This is interesting.
What's that? Oh, really? Oh, wait a sec. There, it's like a. Basically. Oh, I thought they were actually going to be physically be.
Oh no, I don't think it would. I don't think they would want that.
Especially after I showed you that video of the amazing stuff that can be done.
Ah, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Abraham Sanchez, here's my question. Since you're doing Spyro PVC, does that mean it would be time, for the time being, that we were not getting classic Spyro 2 PVC? That's correct. What other PVCs would you like to do in the future? Lots, and we're doing them right now. Really happy with what's coming down for the PVC Nation. F4F PVC Nation is coming. You will see so many PVCs coming in the next 1 or 2 years that you will be. That's the pillar. That will be. It will start becoming its own thing. Please do a Banjo-Kazooie PVC with the instruments or the jiggy dance when you can. Banjo-Tooie PVC is penciled in. There you go. Craig Pasante, did you ever get into the feedback on the post for Samus and how you swapped out the oranges? Seems a general consensus wants to be even more dark orange. You guys don't know what it looks like in the flesh. You can't look at your phone and look at my phone and look at your screens and think and understand what it looks like. In the flesh, it looks really good with more dark. It's already darker. As in, we had the lighter and the dark and I flipped them around. It's already good enough. You don't trust me. It does not want to be any darker than that. If you look at, ask anybody who went to Gamescom, they would have seen the reversed one, the white, the lighter one, because it wasn't the revised one. And, you know, for sure, the color is okay. What other PVCs would you like to, oh, no, sorry. Javier Alfaro, what about making some figures of Ape Escape, yeah, or Tombi? Well, Ape Escape is well, you're just having basically the apes with the little lights on their heads.
Tons and tons of monkeys.
Did you not? You must have loved that game.
Is mainly
was that before you loved
Sony? Yeah,
yeah, I know. I mean, before you loved apes.
It was alright at the time. I didn't really play into it, but
the whole idea of catching them. Yeah, I had a good time with that.
PVC, yeah.
Pew, pew, it was kind of like pew. I can't remember. It was like, was it not the analog stick? You could do both, like the angle.
Oh right, so you can control it that. I really can't remember. Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of like the early days of rabbits.
Right.
Yeah, kind of that kind of style.
Oh, all right, Kate. I appreciate. I can see your comment there. The answer is the accents are okay. They're there. I need to go back and check when I go back and see them all. But you know, some areas I don't want it to all be one color. It looks shit, just one color. Have some accents in there, some highlights in certain areas, just to give it some little extra sort of shine in areas that you wouldn't normally get. That's the point. It's a little bit of detail added to it that can make a big difference. But really, if you do a Donkey Kong Country line, should they be separate? They should be separate from the Mario line. With that, are you working on any second piece of that line yet? The answer is whether or not it's a separate piece, a separate line or not. I'd probably still want to do it in scale. Any words on when you would get that? And I'll make dioramas in a different scale. If that makes sense. Any words on when we get that updated Luigi poll? Am I expecting an updated Luigi poll? Have you put in more thought for stands, for the extra heads, for the additions that have them separate, or line of head stands? Haven't really put some thought into that. Amanda Hayden, 4 questions for me. Any chance for a true form PVCs of the Dark Souls statues? Hey, you know, possible. Likelihood of doing Majora's Mask and the other masks in PVC, could be wall mountable? You know, definitely there's a likelihood there. Is Fierce Deity Mask considered doing a life-size resin statue? You know, there is definitely, that's not crossed my mind. I really like the process with the new Amaterasu PVC and it being stated it would also have a resin counterpart later on. Would you consider doing that for all future statues? You know, possible for PVCs. I mean, it's mainly for those that I feel don't have the retail support. Is really where we're really focusing on it. Will we do it for all of them? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Hope you caught the stream, Amanda. Randy Gerards. Where were the acrylics at Gamescom? It was there on the first day, and then the boys can be asked to put it on the second day. Chocks.
From Randy. Am I excited for Streets of Rage 4? Of course. I mean, it's been what, 20? It's been over 20 years. So yeah, I mean, anything related to that IP, doesn't matter what it is right now. I mean, I've seen all the comments out there, but hey, give it a go. I mean, obviously, it'd be nice if Yuzo Koshiro was part of the soundtrack. That'd be awesome. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's quite interesting to see some work on that IP. So yeah, hopefully sooner than later. But that TT is not still not gonna happen until
100K.
Until 100K. 99k, sorry.
99k.
99k.
What's happening at 100k?
I'm bouncing, yo.
Well, what happens if there's a deal where
What deal?
you stay
Uh-huh.
if the TT at 99k goes like the best ever TT? And
The best ever TT?
Therefore it's definitely going to happen.
You mean you delete all the TTs? And they'll be the best one forever,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. That's a good point. Yeah, I'm a bit upset that you figured out my loophole right there so quickly, almost instantaneously. Because you're always like that. As soon as I suggest anything, you always think, how can I fuck the system straight away? And you like come up with it straight away.
Yeah, so there you go, Randy. I mean, are you excited for Streets of Rage 4? Hopefully there'll be a lot of new Sega fans, old and new, that will support that. And hopefully, after the demos and the beta versions, whatnot, there'll be a lot of suggestion. I mean, the most important thing is the gameplay mechanics. I mean, there might be some filters in there that could tweak. That'd be quite cool from that kind of art-drawn graphic style, and you can change that to like 16-bit graphics or whatever it is. But I mean, that's going to be a lot of work for it. But most importantly is the gameplay mechanics. Yeah, and some of those familiar characters. I mean, we know Axel and Blaze are going to be there.
Ornstein's base has a damaged look to it, but if it actually gets damaged or chipped, there's probably white resin underneath. Can you use colored resin for it? It would also reduce CS tickets. That's a great question, and I believe it might be cost prohibitive, but I can check with them. Good question. David Kurt, how you doing? Now that Gamescom is in the books, and Chocks had a chance to look into sending over anything for display at a licenses booth at NYCC.
Oh, NYCC. Licenses booth. We tried that with Guts at the
Anime Expo.
X. And
but this, we're very likely to send Alphonse to Aniplex's booth. Yeah, I believe we'll be doing that.
Sounds good.
Yeah, non-Nintendo villains like Robotnik and Psycho Mantis and Andy sometimes seem to struggle a bit sales-wise. Is there any concern about the support not being there for the upcoming villains like Neo Cortex? Well, we're at the state of no point return. Neo Cortex did hit his 500 plus. We know that Kirby did just that as well, and Kirby wasn't where it needed to be for that. The answer to that is yes, there is concern, but fingers crossed that the support will be there. And if it's the case that, and that's the reason why I'm loving the idea of these F4F Kickstarters. Do you know that the approximate size for the Crystal Dragons edition size? Oh, I don't know. Did we not discuss that? I'm not sure. 500?
Like the Immortal was a good game, Uncle Scabs.
500? I'm not sure. With 17 weeks left in 2017, there's probably time for 8 more POs. How likely are we to get these in the spot? Spyro PVC, Mimic, Mini Aqua Mask, Alphonse, Phoenix Wright, Ornstein, Jet Black, Ami PVC. There's at least 3 that won't make that. The PVCs won't do that because I want them to be at the PVC stage. Right now, he's at the PVC stage, no problemo. Boom, 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 no problem. It's not a resin. I can just, whatever. Also, it's just a counter sample, right? So I can mash that. That's no problem. I wouldn't be doing that if this was a bloody,
Eternal Champions. There's supposed to be a remake of that, apparently.
So, the PVCs, I want them to actually be in PVC. Why? Because there are certain things, as I talked about with the AMI tooling model, that we have to have separations. Animal abuse. Where we have to make sure that people understand what they're buying. Because there are separations, for example, there must be a separation on the tail here. That must be there for AMI PVC, Spyro PVC, that is not there on the Spyro resin. And that's because of the inherent nature of PVC. So I want people to understand what they see is what they get. And I don't want to show a perfect resin sample and take pre-orders on that when there will be cuts unexpectedly in the actual PVC. So that's the reason why I want to go to the PVC stage when I go for pre-order. On a bad side, it also means that I cannot change anything. I'm not changing anything once we spent the money on the PVC molds. I cannot do that. So it's a bit of a curse. There's a bit of a pros and cons to that. My birthday's next Tuesday. At what age will I be over the hill? When were you? What year were you born? Does it tell us when he was born? Oh, come on, the Bean, you're bloody younger than I am. You're younger than I am, so the answer is, when will I be over the hill? Or am I already there? Chocks, am I already over the hill? And the question is...
In what way?
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point. So the answer is, you'll be over the hill when I'm over the hill. And so far, I can still get down with the kids, yo.
Kids, yo. Is that how they talk now?
I think so. Oh shit, I might be already over the hill. Troy Blair, I wonder what these are going to be about. A while ago, I asked a question and you told me to message you the question. And you told me to message you the question. I did. I was wondering if you had seen the question. And if you had my answer for me. Thanks, Alex. I know you've been busy. Oh, that was something about having a possible card. That's a good question. I need to check that. Alex, do you have any plans for some Xmas presents for us like you did a couple of years ago when you revealed some of the upcoming statues? We didn't do that last year, did we? We didn't. We just had a one stream for Christmas. We didn't actually do the
presents for
we didn't
oh,
do
you mean the reward points thing?
No,
the
it
first
was
time we did
no. We did one a day in 2016. We didn't do that for 2017.
What do you mean by one a day? One sneak a day?
Well, yeah, we did that in 2016. We did the stream every day.
Yeah.
We didn't do that for this year.
This year we did.
Last year we didn't do it for 2017 Christmas. I think we just did one stream and we showed them like every half an hour. We showed a new one. We showed a new one. We had like 4 of them to show. We didn't
really?
have like yeah. Yeah,
but
I'm pretty sure.
It was still at your place though, right?
No, I think we did it here. And I put it
really?
at the screen and I brought it back like that. And I kind of like moved it around the screen and then we showed Ami. PVC,
I remember you doing all that.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh no, that was.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure. We just had one stream where we did it.
I thought we did it at your place.
Whether or not we did it at my... No, I think we did it over here.
I remember like, oh yeah, Happy New Year, hugs and all that stuff.
No, Happy New Year is Happy New Year. That wasn't a stream.
Oh, we're talking about the Christmas one.
Christmas.
I can't remember.
Pretty sure it was just one stream that we did all the Christmas sneaks in one stream rather than what we did in 2016, which was every day we did a
you
stream.
might be right. Yeah, you might be right.
Yeah, NYCC ruined it. That's absolutely right. We had nothing to bloody show. And yeah, we showed. We said that Psycho Mantis was coming.
Oh, we had some stuff to show as well, but I remember
we showed Psycho Mantis. We
I
showed
remember
Ornstein. We showed. For which one?
I don't know.
But then they let us do it.
Did they?
Yeah. We showed. When I begged.
Mm-hmm.
Showed that. Pretty sure that was a stream.
There was a field that they went, you know. Oh, Miguel's got it. Mantis, Ame PVC, Meta Ridley,
and Nito.
That's all? Is that it?
But then Ornstein. And then say Ornstein's coming.
Was the year before you were at home?
Yeah, it was the year before that we did a one a day and you came over every day and we did it every time.
Oh, right, yeah.
And Harvey came and joined us.
Yeah.
And Bella joined us.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then a sudden Oni pre-order announcement.
Yeah.
All right. And you guys got better memories than us.
Hey, Miguel wasn't even...
Miguel was there.
Has he been with us?
that December, I believe, yeah. I guess he was working during that December. I'm sure it was. It was around December.
Your first one was around Bowser time. He's like, you know, this. Oh, he did all this. Classes in session. That lasted for long, didn't it, Miguel?
Classes.
What happened to those?
the classes. Yeah.
Well, the teacher's fucked up for.
The teacher gave up.
He was all full of life and energy, though, wasn't he, Chocks?
Oh God.
Maybe after September they may come back.
Yeah, school's back from a long break. Lewis, if everything goes fine, 2019 Gamescom.
Yeah, Migs was there when he did, and that was Birmingham and MCM was November. Josh Dorowski, how have Spike sales been? Yeah, right, PVC gonna be someday. Banjo Kazooie, yep. I think so. When Shaker Slate, it's kicking our ass. Brennan Rostello, with Tekken shipping out to the US and Soul Calibur 6 coming out, when is the next SCPO? Seems like a perfect time. Not for a while, but it's going to be, it's Ivy and she's looking awesome. To Alex and Chocks, best non-Gamescom part about your trip to Germany. Finally getting some German food. At least the journey was better than the destination, but the journey to get there was great. The destination wasn't so great, but sorry, but the actual journey to the destination was really good.
Right. I can't say none.
No, let me just say
they're all They're all Gamescom related, right?
No. Getting German food is not Gamescom related. But Gamescom related, of course, it was nice to meet a lot of people. Meet Miguel, meet Celine, meet a lot of the guys that that knew about us, and trying to but that's all sort of Gamescom related.
Non-Gamescom, because everything we do is Gamescom.
Edgar Ramirez. Any chance for modern Sonic 2 in the future? Well, obviously it's going to be Sonic vs. Chopper is a modern version of Sonic, and that is done with our partnerships with GNF. Could we see a Champu Jin as the first 3D Kickstarter instead? Who would win in a fight, Saitama, Superman, or Goku? I have to shout out for my boy Saitama. With a lukewarm reception to the Gurren Lagann poll, does that leave the line in limbo? Will we never see Kamina? The answer is in the vote. Shout out to Edgar Ramirez. David in the house. What's going on, Bridget Hill? How you doing, mate? Randy Giraz. What's going on, Brendan Freely? How you doing, Chris Hildebrand Jr.? Shout out to you. We've got Troy Blair. Nope, no Zelda news. And Cedric Bardio. I know there's an I. Bardio, how you doing, mate? Marcel Fenris. What's going on, mate? Was is los? Giovanni Comorio. How's it going? Bada bing.
Who's missing?
Bada boom. No one's missing.
Who always makes it on the list?
Oh. There's no Derek. There's no Derek in the house. I love it. I love it. Georgia Martin. The mini Aku Aku Mastermind looks really great in size and price. Would you consider doing a Sparks by himself? Or absolutely. That's a great example. Sparks being a companion piece. And the obligatory question about everyone's favourite boy in September, looking like the month he'll be sent out to Australia. I don't know. Let me find out what's going on. I don't know about all that sort of stuff. Coming back from Gamescom has been the thing that's been preoccupying my time. I have not had a chance to go and look into that. Robert Elliott, how are things? Can we get an update on things? Any chance for things? Any chance of the things in the future? When is the pre-order date for the things? Tee yeah, buddy, cheeky monkey. Edgar Ramirez. Hey Alex, don't forget you promised us you'd go over the entire history of German involvement of World War II's 15 Q&As ago.
What the hell?
Robert Elliott, what do you wish someone would ask you during these Q&As that no one has yet?
Probably somebody from SE or Pokemon.
Yeah.
Just drop in the stream and go, yo, Alex, are you actually free? Can you just walk away from the stream for 5 minutes to sign a contract or something? That'd be funny.
I like it. I was gonna say I wish someone asked me how old you were, but I think I like your answer better. Yeah. Lesabuchi, I'm building my bests for my F4F statues, and I was thinking about removing the battery from my exclusive King Red Lions and future Barrier suit, plug the cable, and then use a light on both statues as an external switch. Is there a remote possibility of implementing a USB cable for future PVCs? The answer is absolutely. It's crossed our mind. When we saw the life of the button batteries for Artorias, we knew that we needed to do something. Giovanni Comorio, when are we getting Apostles Zod, Apostle Zod, Guts, Skull Knight, Apostle Zod? Those are the 3 characters I'm most interested in pairing together. It's a good question. one step at a time. I know I appreciate it's slower than other companies, and I appreciate there's a lot of things, but we need to do it at our speed. You know, it's coming along. I mean, at least in terms of, you know, Skull Knight being next, and then of course Berserker Armor. They are, yeah. Jake Mayer, just want to say your vague Metroid post was an insane, especially cruel tiki. Hey, why can't I just express my love for some Metroid? I just want to see who the peeps at. You know, every now and then I like to do that to see other people in the club. You know, do people like Metroid? How many people and who? It's always important to see what people like. Explain yourself. Are we finally getting a Samus statue with her helmet off? PVCs? There's nothing to explain. I just want to see the reaction. It's always important just to sort of keep my finger on the pulse. Victor Vilgreen, I just want to request something. This is quite long. I want to request something. No, I'm not having 2 Spyro rings, and I'll tell you why. This needs to be absolutely bulletproof in terms of in terms of engineering strength. That needs to be glued on. The moment you make that interchangeable, that's going to start sagging down, and I don't want that to happen. So that's the reason why not. So the glue aspect of it is really important. It's not just plug in and plug out. It's the glue aspect that's really important. Randy Gerards, with the very soon confirmation emails being sent out, it seems production's already done. What?
Michael I says it's 20 mins-ish to 4 hours.
Okay.
Just bear that in mind.
All right. Middle stages of production. It's not the end, Randy. Martin Coniali, are you... All right. So Braden, a couple of questions. How's Spyro Daddy looking? Need to go back and check. What is Chocks' official job title? The handyman. What is your official job title? Now you're like marketing genius or something, aren't you? Marketing guru. What is your official title? What's that say on your card? Marketing executive?
Nah, manager or some shit like that.
Marketing manager, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. You chose that one, yeah?
I don't know. I can't remember, a long time ago.
What does his duties consist of? What doesn't his duties consist of? I think it's probably more the answer. Is anything you want to answer about that?
Nah, that's fine. We're going forever.
Yeah. We only got 20 minutes.
Yeah, we only got 20 minutes.
When will Shovel Knight be in production? Oh, yeah, starting very, very soon. Edgar, what specifically has made the Bayonetta take it so long? We'll get to that when it gets to that. Spike Day 1 cards, Sandy. Alex Perez, Camacho, we need a PVC Metroid. I like the SD version there, looks really nice actually. Eric Bracero, any news on Skull Knight? Yeah, he's almost done in terms of 3D, in terms of printing. We'll be able to show that soon. When Shovel Knight's release looking? It's looking like Q1 of 2019. Caleb Harrison, hey guys, how's the Sonic diorama coming along? And Tails, yeah, coming along nicely. Just curious, how do you guys come up with the name First for Figures for your company? First for Figures actually was supposed to be a a distribution company. It was a place that you go for your figures. So the first place you look for figures, and ultimately it wasn't supposed to be a brand, but it evolved into one. So that's really cool. Adam Elgamal, any updates on Feelings Right? As I said earlier, it's come back to we get it sent back to us. We need to make it darker. Any updates on Yakuza? Nothing just yet. It would most likely be a Kickstarter. What are the estimated release dates for all the PVCs and mini Aku Aku masks? So I think, as I said, I need these to go into PVC before we do those up for pre-order. This is already in PVC, so that will come first. And the mini Akus will come next after Spyro. I want minis to be coming after that. What are your thoughts now moving forwards with future cons? I've gone into great detail with that. In an effort to combat competitive pricing on your PVCs, have you considered signing them? It's a pain, yes, but we wouldn't have to sell them at a loss. You know, it's not about selling at a loss, it's about marketing acts, but you know, marketing out there, that's more important. Any new updates on the import tax for the US? I don't have anything, I have not had a chance to go into that. I see he's threatening to pull out of WTO. There's a lot of things that are I need to sort of digest. Have you considered making a Ghost Aku Aku? So this is what you're talking about, the crystal clear one. You need to look into that. Haven't considered it, but that's something you talked about last week. Is the Metal Gear line in danger? I hope not, because I really want Grey Fox. No, Grey Fox will not be in danger. We're definitely making that. It looks too tight to get rid of that. And Snake Busts, you know, maybe I'll bring that into 3D in terms of people wanting that. How soon can we expect the pins and bracelets to be available on the site? So the answer is, yeah, we need to look into that. Can we ship them in an existing order? There's some logistical issues with that. I need to look into that. As always, hope you guys had a wonderful week and hope Gamescom was as successful as you hoped for. May the future first figures be brighter than ever and hope you were able to get plenty of rest and may you have a great weekend. F4F is love. F4F is life. Thank you very much for the support, Adam. The answer is no, we didn't get any rest. But thank you for the support. And any updates on the mini figure packs? No, but we're going to work on that. And any more, when are we going to vote on those cards for the past several figures? Yeah, that's definitely on the list. If F4F had a mascot, what would it be? Mini Chocks. Eric, Bracero, would you guys be interested in the next SD line being Berserk? Hey, it's certainly not crossed our mind. Michael Bonnenek. Any updates on the status of modern Amy Rose? She would go to Kickstarter. When do you plan on talking to Sega about the new pre-order system? Yeah, that's a great question. If the first one happens this year, I think Amy might be a good pick since 28 is a year and Sonic's 20. Yeah, you know, that would be a great example. It might include Sega to approve something like an anniversary was attached to it. Good points. Brendan Freely, can you get companion pieces for the regular versions and have the same number? Can you get the companion pieces for the regular versions and have the same number?
No,
that's a good point.
No, the thingy, the
The Mini has a reg. The Mini has a reg. So that's a great question. There is a Mini Aku Aku mask regular, which will be paired with the regular Crash.
Yeah.
There you go. So Spyro PVC's asking Matthew, do you have a date for it? Not yet. MJP, and this is going to be boring now, but can you please tell us the 1, 2, 3 left of the good LCM, or the life expectancy might be long term. So I don't know anything about that cracking thing, and I hope that is a did the guy drop it? Because no, what is it? I mean, I don't know. It's the first time I'm seeing that. It depends on the I don't know what the lifetime expenditure would be. I would expect it to be.
I think I've seen this post in a different group.
Also, if there's any issues with this process, what's the difference between LCM and Banjo exclusive? That's a great question. I think I need more research into that.
Oh, Victor, I forgot to ask. When I met you guys, when will the pre-orders for Ornstein SD go live?
Next year, because we need to go to PVC.
PVC, yep.
Braden, how many people do you have involved in the F4F team? How many assigned to the IT website work, and how many do photography, video editing? Okay, we have Ting doing video editing and photography. We have two guys on site for IT, plus a guy in the UK, another guy in the UK who are more part-time on it. So it's basically 2.9 people, if that makes sense. And there's about, yeah. MAD, any reasons why Darksiders didn't get its character poll during Gamescom? Is it no longer needed now that conversation started? What character poll is needed, mate? We would do War and we would do Death, and we'll see how those goes, and if those go well, then we can keep on going. A character poll is there to go to the license or discuss what you would want. We already know what we want to do. We would do War and Death in both 1/4 and on the horses in 1/6 or something like that. Jennifer Trainer, hey guys, I'm very excited about the upcoming PVC Nation. My question I have for you, have you ever thought about doing a colour variance was wondering if you ever considered doing FDL in PVC with different poser course. Yeah, you know, counter variance is definitely what I like for PVC nations. Absolutely no problem. By the way, I would buy anything Xenoblade from you guys. I appreciate the support on that, and the other guys who like Xenoblade would appreciate you liking that too. And have I ever considered FDL in PVC? I haven't really considered that. I've only considered FDL in 1/4. Is all I've really considered. Right. We're running out of time. There's no time for who dat. There's no time for that. We are running out of times for the stream because it's a 4-hour limit. So I just wanted to... Chocks, hit that. We'll see you in a bit.
All right, let's go!
Oh shit. I messed that up. Boom! Alright guys, so Chocks.
Hey guys, so as you can see, that is F4F partnerships with GNF. First resin piece from the GNF Toys guys. This is going to be the diorama that you guys have been checking out at Gamescom. This is the Sonic the Hedgehog versus Chopper. Pre-orders will start next Friday, okay, the 7th of September. So please bookmark that date, share this out, let the guys know that Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic vs Chopper resin piece will be up for pre-order next Friday.
Oh shit, we might have literally...
No, we're still moving. we're still here, right guys?
Oh yeah, here we are.
Oh
okay, yeah.
my god, jeez. Wow, this is a long delay here.
So, did you miss the? We already showed the torch video.
Right, guys. So basically today we've shown torch pendants. Those will go live after the stream. Right, there'll be 2 pendants out there after the stream. So check that out. There will be a low deposit, and then you'll pay the remaining. Balance at the time when the item is ready to ship out. And then next week, Friday Q&A with Chocks A number 85. Reservations or pre-order will start for Sonic vs Chopper.
There you go. That's our partnership with GNF.
That's right. So that again will be exclusively available on our website. Right, we are going to go and show you some highly detailed pictures, possibly another making of documentary on that, or shorter
I wouldn't quite
version.
call it the making of documentary, but at least some informational documentary.
Informational documentary or something like that.
Yeah.
So we got to still do that next week, and then hopefully you guys will support that. It's GNF's Toys first resin for the Sonic the Hedgehog line, and we're looking forward to that. We heard feedback from you guys that you wanted some more Sonic pieces, and so we work closely with the guys in Korea to bring this out.
Absolutely. So, Nana say, in our regions, I should say, we don't do it into Korea or into Asia.
Just very, very similar to the Sonic Boom series, the Volume 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we will go into more detail with any edition size or whatnot after, with that next week.
Yes, Edgar, you can expect the same level because we, as part of our partnerships, will go into the factory and do our own QC to make sure it's there.
Right.
No reprints? Nah, it's limited, mate. We'll go into more detail on that. All right, Chocks, we've got 9 minutes ago. It says here stream live for 3 hours and 51 seconds. It says it there. Yeah, that's cool.
Right.
That's cool. So
we still got a bit of time.
All right. So for those that haven't seen it, we're just going to quickly run this the pendant one more time because we normally do it once at a time.
Okay, sure.
See you in a bit. All right, cool. We're gonna keep that. We gotta wrap this up pretty soon. All right, is that it then, Chocks?
Yeah. So apart from that, shout outs. I just want to give a quick shout out to those guys that were there at the Gamescom, the press, in particular IGN as well. Those guys, finally get to meet them face to face. They did a nice little coverage of the Dark Souls merchandise that they posted on their IGN channel. So look forward to meeting those guys next year again. And yeah, everyone else that came on, introduced themselves, passed their business cards. And also, you know, during the public days, the fans, the new members, even if they don't know about us, they asked about us, who we were, are we coming again? And yeah, so shout out to everyone.
Absolutely. Guys, it's been an absolute honor that you guys followed us into Gamescom. You hang out in the club as well with us as when we were there. You know, kept that all locked down for us whilst we were out doing that. And thanks to all the guys that actually came to see us at Gamescom. For those that maybe new, who saw us at Gamescom and then perhaps maybe joined the stream or was in the club, you know, thanks very much for that as well. An absolute experience, one that we will build on from the future. The future is looking quite exciting, no doubt in my mind.
Bright and vivid, just like our statues, yeah?
Yep, I think that's a good way to say it, Chocks.
Of course.
And again, always, we really appreciate the support that you joined us for the stream. The numbers have been great this week. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate that we weren't here last week, and thanks so much for not forgetting about us and being back with us today.
Indeed.
Anything to add for Chocks before we wrap this one up?
No, hopefully we can get back into the routine and, you know, everything's kind of right. Hope you guys have a nice break over the weekend. We sure will try and get some sleep over the weekend and nice and fresh next week.
Fresh!
Fresh!
Fresh fish! Alright, that's another one wrapped up then, Chocks.
Alright.
Alright, guys, I just want to say, have a great day, America. Have a great afternoon. Great evening, I would probably say by now. Have a great evening, Europe. You should be sleeping, Asia, and you definitely should be sleeping, Australia. It is, of course, 2 a.m. here for us. We will be back at it again next week for Friday Q&A with Chocks A number 85. And, of course, that will be the reservation stream for... Okay, I won't call it the reservation.
Pre-order.
It's
pretty much
pre-order
stream.
Yeah.
There'll be there won't be any validation on that. So it's literally pre-order.
Pre-order
Your
stream.
Sonic versus Chopper resin.
Boom.
Yes.
And we'll have that here to show you guys and all the good sort of stuff, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
All
right.
All right, guys. I'm your host, Alex.
And I'm Chockles.
F4F is love.
F4F is life.
I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Laters.
Feeding frenzy.
Really?
Yeah, we always do a feeding frenzy.
Feeding frenzy.
Feeding frenzy.